But hi, hello everyone, welcome back to Limbus Company! I know, this is like the 6th Limbus stream in a row. I'm very sorry, I love this game. But, before we begin, I do want to say that once we finish Canto 7, which I know is going to be after this, I'm not going to move on to, the LCB checkup until the book arc starts. And then once that's done, I'm probably never going to stream this game until, Nocturnal Sweeping comes out, I'm going to be honest. The first reason is because I just don't want to do any voice acting, and, like, I don't want to play content before the voice acting gets added, because, like, we can all experience it together. But also because I kinda miss being an indie horror gamer, like, doing other indie horror games, not just Limbus. But as you can see, I finally got my own copy of W Corp Otis. I honestly haven't used her too much. Actually, well, I guess that's a lie, because I technically just use my boyfriend's, but she's actually not the only new ID I got. Yeah, thanks to the Season 1 ticket that we all got at the beginning of the anniversary, I ended up picking Enfaust. I was torn between her and Enclair, but I was told that she would work very well for the next Canto, so I just grabbed her. I never used her in combat. I was just told that she should stay in support, so she's kinda just there, and I'm not gonna bother giving her any tickets. And the other one I got was Index Yi-Song, which I'm very happy about, because I heard he's broken as hell. Also, what the hell is his kit? Like, where is it? Like, look at this! Look at this! This is crazy! Good God, but I heard he acts the same way as, Index Dawn, so, you know, that's easy enough. Sadly, we're not going to be using him tonight, because specifically for this Intervallo, this is the team we're using. Yes, I know, it's just a copy of my charge team, but hey, it's fitting, you know? But yes, before we get into the Intervallo, we have a side story to clear out. I don't know if this is a combat one, so I guess not. But with that all being said, let's get Limbussin'. Right, I think we can conclude our consultation session here. I've been holding regular consultations with the sinners for a while now. My session with Heathcliff ended earlier than I expected. So, what are you writing in that notebook?
이거?
Yes?
뭐라도 적어두면 나중에 기억하기 편하지 않을까 싶어서.
Oh! Heathcliff's been holding that notebook in his hands ever since this session started. Man's taking notes on how to not be so angry. It didn't seem like he was making a full record of our entire conversation. It was more like he was writing things down if they seemed worthy of remembering. You know, like every other college kid. Are you writing about Catherine? Oh yeah, because we're the only two people that remember her. His expression becomes inscrutably complex upon hearing her name. He breathes in a lungful of air and lets out a deep sigh. He smiles awkwardly before sliding his notebook across the desk in my direction. I take a quick glance at the pages. Its contents are as disorganized and chaotic as his handwriting. But I also notice that several of those disorganized notes are records of his memories with Catherine, scribbled next to notes of significant moments in our journey, records of memories he doesn't want to lose. Oh no.
별거 없어. 아무튼 끝났으면 간다.
Oh no. Fuck. I forgot my hotkeys! Heathcliff takes a notebook and leaves the room. I catch a glimpse of his bitter expression as he steps through the doorway. It isn't long before Rhodia practically bursts through the door. Oh god, what happened? We're out of cookies!
일찍 끝났네?
Yeah, we didn't really talk about much.
뭔지는 모르겠지만 요즘 들어 힐스가 얌전해진 것 같네.
Yeah, it's called character development. Well, I'm not complaining. Why don't you take a seat, Rhodia? Rhodia hummed cheerfully as she sat down. She really didn't seem too different from her usual self. Our consultation usually consisted of some minor chit-chat and watching her munch on some snacks, but Hey, so I think there's something we have to talk about today. How's your character development?
뭔데 그렇게 분위기를 잡고 그래?
Do you remember what you asked me when we were dealing with the case of time killing time, Rhodia?
내가 무슨 말 했었나?
Oh god, what the fuck? A lot. Rhodia carefully looks away, her fingers fiddling with the snacks prepared for these consultations. I'm starting to grow uncertain whether this is a good time to bring this up when she's still so obliviously evasive about it. Yeah, probably not. I really don't want the mood to get as frosty as it did during the investigation. But this overly chipper, chatty attitude is just a bandage haphazardly pulled over a scar that still hurts, isn't it? I sit there, looking at Rhodia and her fabricated smile. I have to ask. Yeah, this is exactly what these consultations are for. What better time to do this than now? Oh god, so now I'm everyone's therapist. I'm talking about the time you asked me about Sonia. About what would have happened if you... The alarm had to choose this precise moment when I finally gathered enough courage to bring this up. To go off. Fuck. Wait, that was... I reflexively get to my feet at the blaring alarm. Wait, what is it? It's not the mirror dungeon, right? A few seconds later, I hear someone tapping on the bus PA system. And not long after that, a brief bzzz plays from the speaker installed in my room. Oh, hey!
전파한다. 버스 내 휴식 중인 전 인원 복도로 집합한다. 다시 한번 알린다. 버스 내 휴식 중인
It's gonna be some stupid shit.
운전석은 카론 자리야.
Hang on, something happened to my tracking.
남기지 마라.
Sorry.
지금 중요 사안을 전파 중이다.
자꾸 카론과 루피 사이에 끼어들면 곤란해.
Okay, something is going on with my... Virgilia's deep sigh was the last thing we heard from the bus's PA system, before Charon and Otis' brief squabble came to an abrupt end.
어머, 아까 알람도 그렇고 또 뒷문에 새로운 게 생긴 모양이네?
Alright, while this goes on, I'm gonna just... Let's see. I'm gonna guess this one's for a refraction railway? Oh.
그런 거라면 좀 싫다. 거기 들어가면 너무 힘들다고.
Rhodia grumbles for a moment, before rising from her seat. That seems like she was trying to smoothly maneuver away from answering my question. Saved by the bell, I guess.
안 나가려고?
Yeah. I'm coming. I leave my empty consultation notes behind and follow Rhodia out to the hallway. Out to a very crowded hallway. The murmur rises and rises. The sinners were each sharing their ideas as to what this alarm might be for.
순서상으로 역시 굴절 철도겠죠?
높은 확률로 다음 번호인 4호선이겠구만. 아휴, 또 고생긴 하겠어.
모두 정숙해라. 관리자님께서 오셨다.
Attention!
한 발 앞서 인원을 소집해 두었습니다.
Thank you. Thanks. I guess.
오셨나요, 단테?
Hi. I heard the radio. Is it a refraction railway this time?
네, 정확히는 거울 굴절 철도죠. 이제 슬슬 이것도 익숙해졌나 봐.
Alright, give me a minute.
도언안치.
What the hell are we...
혹시 Unbelievable.
도대체 언제...
When the hell are we going in?
도대체 언제 안으로 갈 것인지 묻는 것 같소.
Just say it normally.
정확히는 도대체 언제 안으로 진입할 건지
Yeah,
궁금하신
there
것
you go.
같아요.
Why does my model keep freezing? Ryoshu, who had been listening with a knitted brow as each sinner haphazard their guesses, appeared to have finally found peace. Okay, what is going on with my... Sinclair was right on the money. Hey, at least Gregor and Yisong got half of that right, too. And poor Dawn. The bus alarms weren't the only things growing increasingly familiar to us. The sinners were really getting to know one another as well. Yay! We're all a family! Well, let's go check it out right now.
그럼 문을 열겠네.
The door opens with a creak, and a bright blue light fills my vision. Oh yeah, I also forgot. The blue ambiance almost seems to drop the temperature of the entire room. Another railway line, completely different from line 3 and its orange hue.
관리자나리, 이것 좀 보시오. 커튼에 가면까지 완전 파리 분위기잖소.
Masks? I followed Dawn, who had run off on her own again, with my eyes. It was as she said. The walls were lined with various masks, each wearing different expressions. I wonder if this has something to do with the theme of enemies we're about to meet here.
다들 여기 좀 와보게나. 오티스 나리와 똑 닮은 사람이 있다네.
No, that's probably Nellie.
뭐?
There was urgency in her voice. I quickly ran to where Dawn was with the other sinners in tow. And there she... Hi? What the... Okay. I hope this isn't anything serious.
세상에,
What is that?
진짜잖아.
환상체 미끼 그런 건 아니겠죠?
에이, 야 꼬맹이, 재수없는 소리 하지 마라.
하지만 오티스
Can-
씨와
can
다르게
anyone-
말도 하지 않고
Hello?
훨씬 어두운걸요? 우와, 이쪽에는
우와.
저랑 똑같이 생긴 분도 있네요.
Oh no! Honglu stood next to a humanoid shape that mimicked every move he made. Fuck. When he raised his hands, the shape raised its hands. When he closed his eyes, the shape closed its eyes. Right, almost like a shadow with the darkness and its mimicry. Oh god, we are back in the torment vortex. Oh god, everything is falling apart. Let me just there, bottom movement lock. Wait, that looks like one of Honglu's identities. Wait, which one? I noticed 2, 3 more humanoid shadows standing nearby. What on earth is going on?
환상체라면 그나마 다행이지만 혹시라도 모종의 이유로 복제된 인간이라면 관리자님, 한시라도 빨리 저것들을 제거해야 합니다.
Nah, I don't have access
지금
yet.
당장 전투 명령을.
Give me a sec. I'll ask Faust first if...
빠르게 판단하셔야 합니다. 만약 복제된 것이 맞다면
Fuck no, we're not doing this. I can't even access the railway yet. This isn't the first time she's asked to make a decision like this, but... She's never been this serious or adamant about it before. Girl wants to kill herself. Yusong noticed the tension and quickly stepped in between the two of us.
파우스트 양, 설명을 부탁할 수 있겠는가?
Faust does not know.
해당 개체는 복제
Ah,
인간이
man,
아닙니다.
okay.
따라서 이대로 일주일이 지난다고 해도
Can my
머리가 나서는 일은
dragons
없습니다.
just behave for like 5 seconds? Faust nodded sagely as though she had just learned something new before looking in my direction. Ah, yeah. Right, she probably wants me to explain what this is. I quickly blurred out the first thing that came to my mind. That one feels like a Bacatulum. I wasn't completely sure, but that's the feeling I've so grown used to sensing whenever we encountered the Bacatula.
죄종.
폭루 씨를 무작정
Envy?
따라하는 걸 보면
Oh yeah, we've
아주
never seen
신기한
Envy
거군요.
before.
외관도 좀 다르고요.
잠시 진정하시기에 오티스 양, 흥분이 과해진 것 같소.
Otis bows, embarrassment apparent, but her head cleared with relief.
죄송합니다. 관리자님 앞에서 이런 주태를.
Yeah, you have like 1,000 other things to apologize for in that case. Clearly, I still have a lot to learn about the sinners. Every instance of these moments seemed to unveil something new. I was trying to get a better read on Otis's expression when Heathcliff suddenly asked a question out loud. Only copies the one it envies the might of.
그런데
Oh.
죄종이라는 건 좀 더 그 뭐냐?
We are
괴물처럼
monsters.
생기지 않았었냐?
뒤틀림도 죄종도 외관과 같은 기존의 상식으로 대해서는 안 됩니다.
그런데 저희가 상대할 수 있는 수준의
No, we
죄종이겠죠?
can't even access the railway yet.
확실히.
You would think that after one of these, the
몰려오거나
railways would be available.
베르길리우스 씨를 복제하면
Why does
곤란한데요.
why does it keep freezing? Stop.
이때까지 굴절 철도를 생각하면 이길 수 없는 상대를 마주할 일은
Only showing the
없을
true
것이라
self when the pulse
생각하오.
stops. Ah.
그저 그 과정이 고될 뿐.
질투 죄종이라고 파우스트는 알고 있습니다. 이때까지의 죄종을 생각하면
Invidiae.
전투가 성립하지 않을 만큼 전력에
Or
차이가 있지
Invidiae.
않을 겁니다.
죄종을 정확한 등급으로 표기하고 있지 않으니 스스로 판단할 수 있는 정보가 적어졌다.
그러고 보니 죄종과 뒤틀림의 위험 등급 조정은 어떻게 되고 있나요?
Oh yeah, we never talked about that.
LCD 부서에서 아직 완료되진 않았지만 진척이 꽤 되었다고 전달받았습니다. 정확한 일정은 정해지면 들을 수 있을 테죠.
Okay.
정말 다행이네요. 그런데 죄종분들이 갑자기 도망가시는데요?
Let's just leave him be. We got a warp train to catch. As we stood there talking to one another, a Pacatlam that resembles Hong Lu suddenly shoved him to the side and began sprinting elsewhere.
아이씨, 그거 그냥 보고만 있으면 어떡하냐?
We're not gonna kill it yet, Heath. Heathcliff also sprinted after Figure, but he soon came to a sudden stop before starting to slowly back away.
이런 미친.
A subway train slides into the platform with a loud horn. Alright everyone, board the warp train! Past the windows I see a subway car filled to the brim with purple shadows. Shadows in the shape of the sinners. Good God!
저게 도대체 몇 명이야?
저랑 똑같이 생긴 사람을 3명은 본 것 같아요.
Jesus Christ, okay. The ridiculous sight was enough to stop all of us dead in our tracks, pun intended, allowing the Pacatlam to board the subway car, and the door shut behind him.
이번 굴절 철도는 유난히 심상치 않구려.
어? 저쪽에서 한 대 더 오는데.
As soon as the subway train carrying the Pacatlam leaves the station, a new one begins to roll in. To my relief, this one doesn't look like it's packed to the brim with shadow people. But what is that? There are curtains and masks? I don't remember seeing anything like that on the last railways we challenged.
시시한 예술이군.
This is based on the manor,
아까는
right?
당황해서 제대로 못 봤는데 전철이 꽤 화려하게 꾸며져 있지 않아?
그러게요. 장식품이 주렁주렁 달려있네요.
Yeah, it's like a little masquerade. Just as the sinners were gawking at the ostentatiousness that was this train, something burst forth from the train car door.
어라? 이거 카펫이죠?
Oh, thank you. It's like something's inviting us in there. Yeah, well, I kind of can't join.
않은 초대구려.
You can try out the next railway pretty soon. Yeah, I figured. I know that I have to beat 7. I agreed with Yisong. This isn't an invitation I'm happy to jump at, but I'm sure we'll face even worse things in our journey. I'll take every chance we get to strengthen the sinners. Also, who is that shit? I took my first steps onto the carpet and boarded the subway train. Clearing Canto 8 gives you access to the book dock for Railway 1. Oh my god, that's gonna be a while. Oh yes, also, because I really want to show this off before we begin. I'm not gonna use it tonight, but give me 1 second. In honor of the Walpurgis coming soon. Ta-da! Look at me with my little burb! Anyway, let's actually get to the main event. We've had enough of an opening. Anyway, first class. Alright, how did this happen? What did we do? How did Dawn mess everything up? TF2 coconut, First, we boarded the warp train to get to our next destination, Key Corp. Got into our fancy first-class flash freeze hibernation capsules and... Were we cryo-frozen? We were supposed to arrive at P Corp after a quick blink of an eye, but...
제대로 듣고 계신 건가요? 지금
Faust, let me out, it's cold! The first thing I saw when my vision returned was the perplexed look on Faust, who had entered hibernation at the same time as I did. Then I realized that we woke up mid-transit on the warp train. Oopsie. Which could only mean that we're now stranded in some lost, unknown dimension?
단테 혼란스럽겠지만
What? What the hell happened? First things first. Let's rewind and return to the very start of this highly unfavorable situation we find ourselves in. Didn't the same thing happen with Canto 4? A few days ago.
다음 행선지는
Oh, yep, during the time-killing time event.
딴테.
Is my webcam okay? What? Yep, that's where it all started. There I was, still perplexed by the incidents at T-Corp with my awful idea of clearing the air by asking Virgilius for our next destination, not knowing that the storm my innocent question would bring. A jaunt reference? I don't even know what the fuck jaunt is. I'm such a zoomer, it's not even funny. I'm such a baby, I might as well be Gen Alpha. Okay, shit. Wait, what about Charon?
열차의 승강장에 무언가 문제가 있는 것이로군. 그것을 해결하러 가는 것이 아마도 우리의 임무 아니겠는가?
Please, I don't want to board the train. I don't want to board the train. Mom, don't make me board the train. I don't want to go to school.
제법 거리낌이 없게 되었군. 하지만 그것도 아니다. P사로 이동하기 위해 워프 열차에 직접 탑승한다. 문자 그대로 받아들이면 될 일이지.
Okay. Oh, man. It was only natural that the sinners immediately fell into a state of collective dumbfounded shock. None of the sinners have any history of working at W Corp, but my IDs beg to differ. We're actually taking the train? Through what vague information we could gather from the identities, we all had some fragmentary knowledge about the terrible secrets of the warp train's operations. District 23! I initially considered hiding this information from the rest of the sinners, but since sharing things with everyone and letting them get in their 2 cents in usually ended up being pretty helpful, I've been sharing more of these as of late.
인격을 사용했을 때의 기억은 흐릿하다 못해 없는 수준이나.
관리자와 인격의 대화록을 보았을 때 워프 열차의 원리가 다소 비효율적이고 기이하다는 부분을
So this is the voice acting that I was missing when the book got happened.
아, 10초 만에 도착하는 게 아니라 사실은 엄청 오래
Yeah, I
운행한
honestly
뒤에
can't imagine this without
승객분들의
voice
기억을
acting.
전부 없애는 거랬죠?
탑승객끼리 서로를 찍고 부순다고 했던 것 같은데요. 지루함을 이기지 못해서.
Wait, so they all become wayward passengers?
오랜만에 걸작품을 들여다볼 수 있겠군.
No, wait, that doesn't make sense. Double goes for all the mini episodes? Yeah, I heard. I do know that all of the main story ones are like instantly voice acted. Even when the sinners wear the identities through my ID cards, the memories or beliefs don't bleed into them once it's over and done with. Yeah, thank God. I remember when Faust explained that. Due to the risks associated with embracing such influences, there was a filtering process to intentionally block them from reaching the sinners. That's why the sinners could use the identities of some of our worst enemies without getting infected by their philosophies and whatnot. Okay, that makes sense. But it also means they couldn't retain any new information that each identity had to offer. That's why I keep a record of some things that sound particularly important and sometimes share with the rest of the sinners. My voice doesn't really carry well past the window, so most of our communications are one-sided, but I had an abundance of W Corp IDs, so it wasn't difficult to piece together the truth behind the trains. Yeah, I pretty much have all of them now that Otis came. Too bad some of them suck. But, maybe ignorance really is bliss.
여러분의 이런 동요와 반발은 이미 예상하고 있었습니다.
파우스트군? 그대는 벌써 알고 있었던 겐가? 본인한테만 미리 살짝이라도 알려주지 그랬어.
파우스트는 모든 것을 알고 있으니까요. 당연히 여러분이 떠올린 문제를 해결할 방법도 준비해 두었습니다.
The first class tickets?
열차를 탄다는 사실이 변하질 않는데 방법이 있다고요?
이 버스는요? 열차 안에
Yeah,
버스가
what
들어갈
about
리도
this bus?
없잖아요.
What are we gonna do with Charon?
카론도 반대. 메피 말고 다른 걸 타면 메피 밥은 누가 줘?
Nobody wants to go on the train. We all know the pure hell.
화물 칸으로 편성되어 있습니다. 메피스토 팰레스는 해당 칸에 결속되어
Oh, okay. Can Charon sit there?
LCB 소속 전원은
Or is Charon gonna sit with us?
탑을 통해 이동할 예정입니다.
The bus begins to swell with noise again, though in a slightly different air to the alarmed response from earlier. Thank God!
1등석이라면 부자놈들의 지정석 같은 데 아니냐? 누구는 표 살 돈도
Tell me, why
없어서
would you get
기차
first class
화물칸에 끼어
ticket for
타고
a train that
있는데
takes... I don't know, because it's safer?
앞자리에서 거들먹거리면서 타던 놈들.
왜 저를 노려보시는 건데요? 전 그런데 앉아본 적 없단 말이에요.
I don't think he's even boarded the train.
자리 하나에 날개 직원 초봉 서너 달치는 된다던데 회사 재정 괜찮은 거 맞아?
I mean, do we have a black card?
상태는 아니죠.
Don't worry where we get our money. It's totally legit.
캡슐, 프라이빗, 그 고급스러운 단어가 덕지덕지 붙은 자리가 개인별로 제공된다고 들었는데.
Yeah, we get cryo
그런
frozen.
식으로 홍보하곤 하죠. 엄밀하게는 급속 동면 캡슐입니다.
No.
워프 열차가 실제 이동하는 시간 이상으로도
I really need to
안정적인
calibrate my
작동이 되는
webcam later on. Let me move over.
눈을 감았다가 떴을 뿐인데 도착한 것과 다를 바 없는 체감일 것입니다.
Oh, let me just check some
그래도
stuff.
회사의 배려에 참 감회가 새롭구려.
Alright, you might hear some PC noises. Sorry.
이동하는 길이
I just need
불편하지
to check some
않도록
things.
그 비싼 자리를 선뜻 내어주다니.
그러게.
We launder money, which is legal in this city. Yeah, pretty much.
슬쩍 1등석을 태워 보내주려나 했는데.
구태여 전원을 안치기보단 관리자님과 그 충실한 조력자만 있어도 충분했었겠지만
Shut your bitch ass up.
다들 왜 이렇게 호들갑인지. 다음 임무를 위해 가는 것이니만큼 워프 열차가 가지는 특수성에 대해 고민하고 걱정해도 모자랄
Oh,
뿐인데요.
welcome back. Let's see.
역시
Hey Otis, you ain't shit.
이스마일 씨 말씀대로 아무리 1등석이라 해도 워프 열차 자체가 영 꺼림칙한 곳이기도 하고.
Although full disclosure, I will admit I do not hate Otis. I just like memeing on her.
1등석 칸은 일반석
Like I do with most
함부로 올
characters.
수 없는 공간이라는
I do
것을
like her. I will say
알고
that.
좋을 거예요. 아니, 아예 열지 못하겠군요.
Ishmael, who'd been holding that first-class promotional pamphlet in her hands for a while, was chattering on with fire in her eyes. Oh, thank you.
그러니까 저희는 따로 전투를 치를 필요가 없이 편안하게 눈만
Yeah, go
감으면
ahead,
되는
Queen.
거라고요. 옛날에 재정이 더 좋았을 무렵에는 기념품도 하나씩 줬었다고 했는데.
I just imagine everyone with t-shirts being like, I survived the warp train and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. I kind of want to, like, in the middle of stream, just make that asset.
언제나 허름한 여간에서 몸을 늘 순 없는 일이지. 1등석.
Seems like everyone was at least somewhat interested in the fabled first-class seats of warp trains. I could sense that there was a growing consensus among the sinners that even a warp train trip might be acceptable if it meant they could ride in the first-class seats. Wait, didn't a lot of the IDs say that, like, it's undesirable?
꼭 1등석에 타야만
And that people don't want first class?
그곳은 나비 교환을 감상하는 재미가 없을 텐데.
Virgilius pretended to not hear Ryoshu's question.
좋아. 그럼 다 받아들였다는 것으로 알고 출발하도록 하지.
저 가장 중요한 질문이 남아있네.
뭐냐?
Can I be excused for my canto? Dawn carefully began, almost whispering in a low voice.
그 1등석이란 공간에선 신발을 벗고 타야 한다는 소문이 있는데 사실입니까?
Did I miss the train? Nope, we just started, Confusion. Welcome.
어디서 또 괴상망측한 소문을? 소문이 아니오.
We're just about to board.
이번에 지나가는 자들의 대화를 엿들었는데 1등석 타면 맨발로 타야 하는 거 알지? 하고 묻자. 당연하지. 그걸 누가 모르냐? 라고 하였단
Why is
말이오.
Dawn so curious about shoes? Yo, her shoes are like...
참말인가? 이스마엘 군?
She's like all those vines of the people with their kicks. Like the ones that have their friends lift them off of the ground in the like off of the ground and like carry them through the grass just so they don't get like damaged or anything.
그건 안 될 일일세. 본인은 로신한테
She doesn't want to leave the J's.
안 되는 사이여야 하네. 결코 우리 로신한테를 저 홈상고전 히스칼리 부근의 신발장과 같이 내버려둘 수는 없어.
You're so mean. The Rosinan Jays.
로신한테를 옆에 같이 태우면 안 되겠네.
So mean, Dawn. That's not nice. I expected Virgilius to answer with his usual exasperated rebuff. Contrary to my expectations, however, he responded in a somewhat serious tone, if tainted by that familiar annoyance.
신발은 벗지 마라.
This place is huge. That was my first impression of the warp train station. It's goofy how you can't avoid spoilers because IDs exist. Well, here's the thing. These IDs exist. I don't know the context. And I usually skip the uptie stories for, seasonal IDs that I haven't, reached yet. Anyway, that was my first impression of the warp train station. Dawn shouted vibrantly, immediately recovered from her previous apprehension of the sheer possibility that she might be separated from Rocinante. So each nest has one of these massive structures in them.
나라고 알겠냐? 어이, 아는 거 있어?
Heathcliff asked, gesturing towards Merceau with his chin. Man, this really is just Grand Central, huh?
모든 워프 열차 승강장은 그 둥지의 특징과 걸맞는 조형과
Grand Central, but
도시
fucked
내에서
up.
유명하다. 승강장의 모습 그 자체로도 도시 명물 중 하나라고 칭송하는 이도 적지 않지.
Like, this is actually deadass what Grand Central looks like. I have no idea when it happened, but Heathcliff started treating Merceau like a walking encyclopedia from time to time.
메르소군! 메르소군! 저자는 서부에서 온 해결사가 맞는가?
Anyway, down Catboy, down Catboy.
아니다. 저자의
Down Catboy,
복장은
don't make me get the spray
가죽
bottle.
재질 방어구가 아니라 원단으로 만들어졌군. 저런 직물 스타일은 남북을 따지지 않지만 서부에서는 보기 드문 동부의 복식이기에.
Yeah, sorry about that confusion. He's just a little, strict with spoilers. Also, that is a long-ass text box. What the fuck?
조금만 천천히 불러주시오. 메모를 해야 하니. 그럼 북부는
Bro, with you, I can't even tell whether or not you're joking.
작지에서 보긴 했네만.
Hey, look, more Murdaugh moments.
그것은 바로 코앞에 있는 자를 관찰해 보면 알 수 있다.
Oh god, hi. "30 seconds of screaming duet. One of utter fascination, the other of unmitigated frustration.
대체 뭐야? 기가 멀어버릴 뻔했잖아.
Oh, that's the multi-crack.
음악 같은 음역대를 넓혀놨다고. 정신 나갈 뻔했네.
Hey, Heath. It's one of your employers in another world.
처음 타보는 촌놈들처럼 왜 그러고 길을 단체로 막고 있는 거야? 이거도 언제 왔는데 목표를 높여서 짜증나 있는 상태인데.
Yo, this beat kind of slaps.
진 않나? 처음 타보는 거?
심지어 워프 열차 왕복권은 내 삽이었다고.
Wait, what?
아이 저 조심해. 그렇게 무기를 든 채로 팔 4개를 붕붕
Are we gonna
흔들면
have to fight multi-crack? Cromer is kicking the chair.
혹시 그대의 옷차림에 대해
Yeah.
자세히 관찰해봐도 괜찮겠는가? 오, 그래, 그 포즈로!
Yo, you know what that means? We should totally at some point have a multi-crack Sinclair. Just for the pure irony. The Fixer, with a particularly impressive set of prosthetic arms, spent a few minutes venting several of his numerous grievances at us before storming off to a different platform. Yeah, it's about time he gets a freaking charge ID.
도시는 넓고 특이한 자들은
Bokaka.
저 사람도 똑같이 생각했을걸요.
No, I think it would just be standard.
전신이 의체인 사람은 역시 도시에.
If they make a middle Sinclair standard, then I'm pretty sure a charged Sinclair might be a standard. That's when Virgilia slowly walked up to our group.
도착해서 만나도록 하지.
Okay.
붉은 시선께서는 함께 하시지 않은 것이요?
W사의 정책상 색을 부여받은 자는 별도로 마련된 열차를 사용해야 한다더군.
Aw, man, you guys get special treatment.
1등석에 있는 거야?
Wait, what about Charon? You gonna take her?
어딜 가나
She's your daughter!
특별에서 특별 대우를 해주나 보네요.
R-Corp 4th Pack Commander? Oh yeah, cause isn't he listed as a rabbit?
카론은 돌아가고 싶어. 메피, 외로울 거야.
Charon, hide in the freight train.
서로 맛이 다른 사탕을 3번이나 사주면서도 말하지 않았나. 화물칸에는 사람을 실을 수 없다.
Let her on! Colors can't be in the warp trains?
그럼
Why?
파우스터 씨.
They need transport too!
네.
Virgilius, after exchanging a knowing look and a nod with Faust, escorted the particularly peeved Charon away. I'm sorry, Charon!
저희는 이쪽으로.
We followed Faust's guidance to the entrance of our train car. Ooh.
와, 색도 좀 돌아오네.
Oh, they have like a special class? Ah, I should have had my sepia filter for this.
이게 말로만 듣던 웰컴 푸드 앤 드링크. 아 그래, 한두 푼도 아닌데 이런 것쯤은 있어줘야지.
The general response to this room was a surprise at the rows upon rows of expensive-looking sizable capsules. Flash freeze hibernation, huh? I guess it literally freezes our bodies in a flash? Faust, are these flash freeze hibernation devices safe?
안전.
I would hope so. We paid good money for this. These things are supposed to freeze a solid, right? Can we really come back from something like that?
일시적인 사망 상태에 이르는 것은 맞지만 세포가 손상될 새도 없이 동결하는
A
것이
temporary state of death, Jesus Christ.
일반적으로는 문제 없습니다.
Walt Disney isn't dead, he's just... he's riding the warp train as we know it. Streaming all of the latest Disney movies.
수분 결정이 날카로워져 세포를 훼손하는 문제도 이 모델은 전부 해결한 것으로 파우스트는 알고 있답니다.
I missed about half of what you said, but your point is that it's safe, right?
적어도 파우스트가 알고 있는 선에서는 그렇습니다.
Shit, my fucking...
혹여 문제가 있더라도
My webcam, no!
결국 도착 시에는 원점으로 돌아오니 문제가 없는 것과 다르지 않겠죠.
We should watch Steve with Billy.
야, 안전하다는 걸 저렇게 길게 말하는 것도 재주다 재주.
네. 파우스트는 모든 방면에서 재주가 있으니까요.
Okay, but that still leaves a lot to be worried about. Just as I was wondering, however, I realized that there was something odd about the way she phrased that answer. As far as Faust is aware, are you saying that I could be wrong? Okay, thank you. Give me a minute. We're taking the free complimentary drinks.
파우스트가 아직 구하지 못한
Okay, I'm cheating a little. I'm actually
세상에
drinking Fanta.
존재합니다. 그렇기 때문에 사실은
Because
말할
I
수
don't have any
있어도
water with me right now.
진실과는 어긋날 수 있는 것이죠.
Okay.
그래도 1등석이 좋긴 좋네. 피사 정도면 북부 끝자락에 있는 지역인데 눈을 감았다가 뜨면 도착이라니.
Oh yeah, sometimes I forget that this whole place is a spiral.
준비되었는가, 로시나테오? 이제부터 길고 긴 야정이 시작되는 걸세. 그러고 보니까 돈키호테 그 신발 빨긴 하는 거야?
Where'd that come from, Rhodia? I don't know if I want to know the answer.
아니, 생각해보니까 우리 그 고래 뱃속에서 한참 갇혀 있었을 때 기억나?
They probably stepped in all kinds of shit.
그 고래가 터지면서 온갖 찌꺼기들이 다 묻었었잖아. 옷이랑 신발 할 거 없이.
그랬죠.
그래서 우리 그 살점이랑
Maybe they
피라티노들
magically clean
세탁하는 거 좀
themselves?
했었고.
별로 유쾌한 기억은 아니지만 그랬었죠.
그때 돈키호테 혼자 저 운동화를 끝까지 안 벗고 버티고 있었다니까.
Dude, you can clean your shoes without taking them off?
듣고 보니 좀 꼬질해 보이긴 하네요.
자네들 자신의 애마를 품 안에서 함부로 떼어놓는 기사를 본 적이 있는가?
기사 자체를 본
Lots
적이
and lots
없는데.
of polish and dusting. Hey, they probably look better than my shoes, than my work shoes, I'm gonna be honest.
보고 듣고 기억해 두시게. 자자들은 단 한 순간도 조용히 있는 법이 없고.
I do that for my work shoes, because they're leather.
그런데 오티스 씨도
They're like the leather
이런 곳에 와보신
slip-ons.
적이 있나 봐요?
뭐 옛날에는 이런 비슷한 VIP 좌석을 제공받고는 했지. 눈 안 떨 필요는 없다.
Otis, who was sitting there and shaking her legs, suddenly asked Faust a question. Why am I frozen?
어이, 1등석에는 한
Oh,
번도
no.
사고가 난 적 없었던
Not
거
again.
확실하겠지?
Not again!
여러분의 불안감 조성을 방지하기 위해
NGROT.
워프 열차에서 일어났던
Oh.
사고에 대한 기록들은 열거하지 않겠습니다.
I don't think that helps anyone, Faust.
곧 출발하려나 본데요.
P사행 PW612 워프 열차 곧 탑승 수속을 마감합니다.
The sinners, who were either leisurely enjoying their complimentary snacks or taking a look around the first-class car, suddenly became a lot busier.
그럼 너무
Eat up,
늦기 전에
kids.
캡슐에 들어가도록 하죠.
Wait, then what's the point of the snacks? Oh no, why isn't this? The other sinners made it into their capsules no problem, but oh no. I felt like I was the only one who was fumbling.
긴장하셨나요, 단테?
I think so.
워프 10분 전.
제가 돕도록 하죠. 우선 내부에 기댄다는 느낌으로 서신 뒤
Uh-oh. Faust expertly guided me into the capsule as though she'd done something like this before, then pressed the button inside the capsule that closed the hatch. What is Dawn doing?
너무 걱정하지 마세요. 금방 다시 보게 될 겁니다, 단테.
I thought I heard a brief sigh, but the hatch shut tightly before I could ask her anything.
우리 열차는 이제 워프하겠습니다. 좌석 벨트가 단단히 메어졌는지 다시 한번 확인 부탁드립니다.
The last thing I saw before my capsule began to fill with gas was Faust climbing into her own capsule opposite of mine. Well, little did I know back then what she really meant by "we will meet again in but a moment." Shit's going down! Faust is Dante's mom. One thing I knew for sure was
상정 외의 상황입니다.
something had seriously gone wrong. Hi, Armageddon! Why would you need a time freeze in a 10-second trip? It was always my understanding that it's not actually 10 seconds, but, like, it feels that way. That's how I understood it, because you're, like, cryo-frozen or something? We're here already? Wow, I guess that wasn't an exaggeration at all. It all really happened in the blink of an eye. Why else would Ryoshi not let her sex with his flames? As always, Faust was giving me her usual look, a complete lack of any emotive expression. Which I suppose is why it didn't immediately register that something had gone awry.
아니요, 도착하지 않았습니다.
The train broke down. We're screwed. But once I finally came to and had some time to digest that odd reply, I looked up at her face once again and realized that her expression was more antsy than usual by a microscopically minuscule degree. I mean, sometimes trains break down. Does she know? This train's still running? Then where are we?
어디인지 알 수 없는 좌표의 차원 어딘가를 표류하고 있을 것이라고 판단되네요.
Oh. I took a reflexive deep breath from the sheer horror of the numerous implications stuffed into that dryly delivered sentence. We're in space now. Welcome. When that passed, the first thing that struck my mind was that we were about to suffer the very thing we were so worried about. I see. But I soon found myself calming down. Yeah, this had to be a part of Faust's plan. She probably saw this coming from a mile away. I'm sure she's about to proudly tell me every little detail of her plan that will help us out of this situation. But this is all just part of the plan, right? Faust? No. That was an unusually long silence from Faust.
절반은 맞고 절반은 틀립니다.
Explain? With that, Faust led me to flounder in the chaotic stream of vaguely terrifying information as she began stopping by each capsule to wake the sinners.
벌써 도착한 거야? 야, 진짜 눈 감았다가 뜨면.
What the hell?
아닙니다.
Okay, wait, give me a minute. I'm gonna fix something real quick.
뭐야? 진짜 도착한 거야? 정말 눈 감았다 뜨니까.
아닙니다.
I guess that kind of works.
도착한 거예요? 생각보다 겁먹을 필요가 전혀 없.
Oops, that's not what I meant to do. God, the scene is so funny.
아닙니다.
Hang on, sorry,
아직 아무 말도 안
Give me a minute.
했네만.
Let me just read through, because I was busy fixing my mic. We're here already? No. We're here already? No. We're here already? No. We're here already? No. Ishmael is next, isn't she? Because I think this is Kanto order. Ah, never mind. There was a brief cheer, a little hurrah about regaining our colors, followed by a flat-tone explanation of our current predicament, which was then followed by a long, loaded silence. Which was a sequence of events I had the pleasure of watching play out about 10 consecutive occasions. He's like, oh, no.
혼란스럽겠지만
Okay.
우선 지금의 상황을 다시
Who are
한번
you, son?
설명해야만 할 것 같습니다.
Faust, that's your hubby. Kind of. And that brings us to the present.
그러니까 지금 이 열차는 아직도 운행 중이고
우리는 어딘지도 모를 차원을 떠돌고 있다는 거냐?
I'm scared of chat.
그건 뭔가 멋있게.
And then Honglu is next?
제일 중요한 건
Dang it!
이 모든 상황이 벌어질 걸 파우스트, 당신은 처음부터 알고 있었다는 거고.
그렇습니다.
뭐 하자는 거야, 당신?
The sinners each began to voice their anger. Of course, this wasn't the first time Faust and Virgilius intentionally and knowingly omitted certain details about what's to come.
이게 말이 된다고 생각해? 여긴 계획이 틀어졌다고 문 열고 도망갈 수 있는 공간도 아니잖아.
문을 연다 하여도 수천 내로 몸이 산산조각 날 것이다.
그래도 파우, 앞으로 어떻게 할지 정도는 다 계획해 둔 거지? 그렇지? 그렇지?
Even she's like, Faust, who I had rarely seen at a loss for words, was unusually slow to respond.
뭐야? 저 왜 저렇게 얼빠진 모습인데?
She's accessing the Discord. She gives me a sideways glance. There must be something she can't discuss in front of the sinners. The only thing that is free is death, and most of the time it's a forced transaction. Guys, let's pause for a bit. She said that something unexpected happened. The other sinner's anger was completely understandable. It also makes sense that this continued lack of communication was harming our trust in Faust. I mean, Ishmael has always been suspicious of Faust. Alright, we're gonna go over the situation from the start, okay? But just letting things play out might really turn everyone against Faust, and for good. Besides... Okay, I know there's something going on in chat. I'm gonna read that later. I doubt Faust woke us up in the middle of the trip just to spite us. It is just a prank. First things first, I gotta get the sinners to calm down. Then I'll ask Faust to tell us what happened. If there's a problem, we'll figure it out and deal with it as we move along. Tell us what's going on, Faust. All of it. In a way we can all understand. Let's hear her out first. Is that okay with you guys?
당신이 그렇게 정하셨다면요. 따라가도록 할게요.
그래. 화만 내서 해결된 일이 별로 없긴 했지.
감사합니다. 그럼.
After some time, the gist of Faust's explanation was as follows. The cause of this issue, as always, involved a certain contract and a unilateral decision from the higher-ups of Limbus. W Corp, having caught wind of Limbus's recent distortion contract management promotions, blah, 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 blah. Oh dear, decided to contract us to deal with a mysterious repeated series of incidents suspected to have been caused by a distortion, after multiple failed attempts to resolve it on their own, of course. Damn, not even the CCA.
문제가 없었을 겁니다. 저희가 가진 정보와 일치한다면 워프 열차가 도착하는 대로 그 뒤틀림은 W사의 처치를 받아 승객으로 돌아갔을 테니까요.
Isn't this like derailed or something?
하지만
the real issue was that the passengers were disappearing. Huh?
사라진다니? 이 열차에서는 그러고 싶어도 그럴 수 없지 않은가?
그 부분을 포함하여 저희가 이유와 결과를 알아내야 하겠죠.
Did W Corp share anything to get us started? Nope, you're on your own.
그 점이 이번 오해를 만든 가장 중요한 부분인 것 같군요.
She explained that W Corp refused to share anything about the trains because they were concerned about disclosing the secrets of their singularity. What? That's probably why they sought out an upstart business like Limbus to deal with this, now that I think about it. Great, so we're cheap labor, thanks. We wouldn't even know where to start if we didn't have access to the information that the identity cards had to offer. Faust produced what appeared to be a key card with the W Corp logo on it before continuing with her explanation. Did she steal it from her ID?
대신 이 동면 캡슐을 언제든지 여닫을 수 있는 마스터 카드키를 받았으니.
Oh, I guess that's how she woke us all
의뢰를
up.
해결하면 저희는 메피스토 팰리스에서 이야기했던 대로 동면 캡슐로 돌아가 안전하게 도착할 수 있겠죠.
Wait, so W Corp just trapped us here to do their work?
건 왜 하나같이 이 모양인 건지.
Okay, no problem, Queen.
중요한 단서는 전부 감추고
I
정답을
also
찾아가는
think
건
you're the
좀
cheapest
불친절한 것
option.
같네요. 적어도 T사에서는 멋진 배지도
Oh,
주고
no.
대표님이 조수로 따라와서 이것저것 설명해 주셨는데 말이에요.
Look, just because I don't do subathons doesn't mean you gotta call me the cheapest option. Some senators grew more receptive after her explanations, albeit with a sigh.
그래도 뭐가 있다는 키 정도는 내줄 수 있었을 텐데.
맞아요. 이해가 아주 안 되는 건 아니지만 파우스트 씨의 행동이 하나하나 감시당하고 있는 건 아니잖아요.
그건
But not everyone was willing to let this go without saying their piece.
다음엔 참고하도록 하죠.
Yeah, you better think, please. Please, ma'am. And that's just about all I can do for her. It's an undeniable fact that her actions have disappointed the sinners. This is Faust we're talking about, though. I'm sure she has backup plans to get us out of this situation.
그래서 이제 우리가 어떤 일을 하면 되는 거지?
그래, 뭐 일단 일은 벌어졌으니까 여기서 평생 썩어야 하는 상황은 피한 것 같고.
그 부분을 관리자님과 잠시 상의해 보도록 하겠습니다.
Discuss? But discussing things with other people is very unlike Faust. What are we discussing?
목소리는 낮추는 게 좋을 것 같군요, 단테.
Why are we whispering? Her secretive attitude only exacerbated my already battered sense of safety.
게젤 샤프트, 아니, 파우스트가 연결되지 않습니다.
Yeah, sometimes the service kind of sucks in trains. I'm sorry, what?
저는 파우스트의 정보를 열람할 수가 없는 상태입니다.
And just like that, the ominous feeling I had turned out to be right. We can't even access the cell data in this place. That sucks. The Faust cord! The Faust cord is real! What do you mean you can't?
말 그대로입니다.
Turns out Faust has been
평상시에
reading
얻을 수 있던 파우스트의 의견과 정보를 아무것도 얻을 수 없다는 뜻이죠.
The Faust cord. Who needs backup when you can just win? Yeah, true. What if everything about this situation is something you don't have access to yet? Like you said last time. I mean, as long as we can still use their support passives, I'm fine.
그것에 대한 것도 확실하지 않습니다.
Faust's answers have always been perfectly accurate and methodical when sharing information. Gesellschaft Society. I don't think she's ever said a sentence that was this full of speculation and doubt. Then Faust, right now you're...
네, 지금은 제가 갖고 있는 지식만을 활용하고 있습니다. 원인은 알 수 없습니다.
Dawns on the square because
이동에 의한 문제 대비는
the Society of Faust. Okay, you know what? While she's yapping, I might as well say this. I know this is never going to be revealed until like Canto 12, but I feel like Faust is in some way connected to Angela. I don't know what it is. I just feel like she and Angela are somehow connected.
아닙니다.
The Society of every form of Faust. You know it's fucked when Faust is referring to herself in the first person.
솔직하게 말해. 부분적인 당혹감을.
I mean, sometimes she does that, like even on normal circumstances. All right, I get it for now. No, I don't think it's because of the hair. Now that changes everything. I think for me it's because of the way okay, I'm going to pause this for a minute. I think it's because of the way they speak. Because like, okay, I know Angela in LobCorp is a literal AI. I don't know about Ruina Angela, because I know that's like a completely different being. Faust kinda sounds like an AI sometimes. I recall the last thing I saw before the hatch on the capsule closed, when Faust told me not to worry too much. Okay, this is just a minor setback. Nothing we can't beat, right? We got this. I began to mutter like I was trying to convince myself. In reality, Dante's like, we're so cooked. As a manager, my job is to calm everyone down and set their sights on the future. Just as Faust did for me immediately before the hatch closed. I mean, okay, yeah, true. If you're right about why you were disconnected, then that problem will solve itself once we're off the train. We're gonna get cell data again. And if we do ever run out of options, I'll just turn the clock and see what happens. Don't stress yourself too much. We still have a lot to work with. Your knowledge, my, clock, the sinners, and... I could feel my confidence taking a hit with every word that came out of my metaphorical mouth. But that seemed to be enough for Faust. She nodded. And the power of level tickets.
그리고
I like the long-haired Angela better? Okay, that's fair, that's fair.
운행 중인 워프 열차에 있다는 것만으로도 충분히 혼란스러워하는 것 같으니 구태여 파우스트의 현재 상태에 대해서
Although that one is based on Carmen. Can she sing String Theocracy at 1.4?
뭐야? 그럼 이 열차문을 부숴도 다 뒤진다는 거야?
그러니까 히스클리프 씨 힘으로는 부술 수도 없다니까요.
여기서 10억 년
He's gonna go crazy. Oh no. Yeah, that might be best.
그래서 이제 어떻게 하면 되는 거지? 객실을 샅샅이 수색하거나 뭐 그런 거야?
큰 틀에서는 맞다고 할 수 있겠네요.
Faust cleared the air with a cough before continuing.
우선 이 열차는 운행을 시작한 후 A사 표준 시간을 기준으로 3일 정도 지난 상태입니다.
We've been here for 3 days!
림버스 컴퍼니와 W사의 계약 내용대로 캡슐에 비치된 마스터 카드 키를 획득하고 3일 뒤에 자동으로 열리게끔 설정했죠.
Wait, what?
3일?
눈을 감았다가 떴을 뿐인 것 같았는데 동면이란 건 이런 느낌인가 봐요.
이미 알려진 대로 일반석 칸에서 1등석 칸으로 들어올 수 있는 방법은 없기 때문에 이곳은 아무런 변화가 없지만
Oh, are they dead? Are they just killed?
과 W사의 부실한 설명을 합쳐보면 일반석은 이미 문제의 상황이 진행 중일 것이라고 생각됩니다.
그 뭐야? 지들끼리 치고받고 싸우다가 팔다리 뜯고 그러는 걸 말하는 거냐?
아니요, 아니겠죠. 사흘 만에 그렇게 되는 것도 쉬운 일이 아닐 뿐더러 그런 상황에 우리를 투입시키지는 않았을 테니까요.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I played 3 houses.
정확합니다.
You've been in a coma
제가
for 5
생각하기에는
years. Okay,
아마
2 more minutes.
잠시만 기다리게.
Just as Faust was about to continue, Dawn raised her index finger to her lips and signaled her to be quiet. Wow, Dawn telling Faust to be quiet? Goddamn.
들리지 않는가? 흥난 아니 두드리는 소리인가? 분명 이문 너머에.
As Dawn kept listening with her ear to the door, an odd expression of half curiosity and half horror appeared on her face. Have you checked the UI change? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it default. The UI change isn't something I care about that much, to be honest. After that very distressful noise, everyone simultaneously turned their heads to look at Faust, who closed her eyes, briefly in thought.
잠시 비켜나시죠, 동키호테. 직접 보고 대응하는 편이 나을 것 같습니다.
With that, she produced the master key card from her pocket and approached the panel instead next to the door. And then we get jump scared.
뭐야? 잠깐! 이 문 열려는 거야?
히스클리프 씨의 평소 조언을 한번 따라보려고 합니다. 고민하기보다 직접 몸으로 부딪히는 편이 때로는 더 나을 수도 있다는 거요.
조언... 뭐... 틀린 말은 아니지만... 갑자기 왜 이래?
어차피 저도 직접 보지 않으면 아무것도 추론해낼 수 없을 테니까요.
Yeah, this is why I can't play any Bokoks without the voice acting, because it's so good. After a brief mechanical beep, hideous creature suddenly crashed through the open door and charged wildly in our direction. Oh god, it's the wayward passenger, isn't it?
열차 내 정리 요원에게
Oh, water!
말씀드립니다.
Wait.
현재 특정
Craving
도시에서
blood
소요
bag?
사태가 발생했습니다.
Hello?
신속한 처치를 부탁드립니다.
Blood bag. It just says blood bag. And yes, I still have not, uptight Dawn. Because I'm a cheap ass and I'm waiting for the Walpurgis.
이 정도쯤이야?
Speaking of which, who's excited for that? Because honestly, as much as happy I am to have a LockCorp event going on, it had to be for like abnos that I could not care less about. I don't hate the abnos are using, but it's like, hold up. I'm slightly disappointed we're not getting a King of Grief or so. Okay, yeah, Ryoshu fanning the hammer is peak, but like... And I do kind of like Old Lady, but... You fuck-ass bird. That's the only exception.
파우스트군, 이들은 승객의 모습을 하고 있었지만 제대로 사리분별을 할 수 없는 이성이 존재하지 않는 자들 같았네.
It's not that nobody wants Singing Machine, it's just that... No, I'm okay with Singing Machine. I just don't like having to deal with it in the game, especially after you get Hod's upgrade.
마치 그 고래에 의해 백화된 것처럼요.
Oh god. Dawn, who hesitated until the last second to raise her weapon against them, hung her head mournfully. Does she know them? Normally. Faust would have told her more information about those monsters before the fight began. And she would not have been burdened by the sheer thought of bringing harm to the innocent. That might be why. Faust began searching the area, closely observing various bodies and the general area for information.
오늘따라 주위를 많이 돌아보는구려, 파우스트 양.
그러게요. 평소 같았으면 저희가 관찰을 하고 있을 때 결론을 내주시지 않았나요?
The sinners were starting to realize there was something off about Faust's behavior. Guys, be nice to her. She can't access the Discord. They might even soon realize there's something wrong with Faust.
동키호테, 이들은 죽지 않았습니다.
What?
자세히 보시죠. 파편과 파편 사이에 무언가 이어져 있지 않나요? 이 공간은 시간이 멈춰 있는 것으로 보입니다. 그러니 죽음에 달하는
Hi, Prolific Suarez. Welcome. Give me 1
이어져
second.
있는 것이죠.
To my relief, Faust managed to correctly figure out what's going on like her usual self, even if it took her slightly longer than it usually does. Hey, what'd I say? We got this! Yeah, totally,
뭐라고 했어?
we have one of the meta units on our team. Nothing. But I'd forgotten that not all sinners were content with nodding along to whatever information Faust told us.
시간이 멈춰 있다라.
Yi-sung grew pensive. Seeing that, Faust's lips parted for a moment before closing shut. I was starting to get a good read of her expressions. That was an unmistakable look of regret, however short-lived. Hey, is that one of her Walpurgis ladies?
이 차원 바깥에서 바라볼 때는 멈추었다고 느낄 정도로 시간이 아득히 느려져 있다. 그렇게 볼 수 있지 않겠는가?
네. 이상 씨의 의견이 합리적이겠네요.
Wow, Yi-sung. Wow, Yi-sung sure is the expert when it comes to time-related phenomena. Can you summarize it in easier language now that we're broaching the subject?
그래도 되겠는가?
Oh, god dang it. Yisong began to elaborate with gentle enthusiasm. That was close.
간단히 풀어 말하면 이
Oh, what the fuck?
열차에는 죽음이 존재하지 않소.
너무 생략한 것 같은데.
아, 말을 얹자면
Yeah, pretty much, Suarez.
정말이군. 이자 심장이 뛰고 있네.
Dawn lowered her head and listened closely to what appeared to be a dismembered torso, and shouts with relief.
이들은 퍼즐 조각이 여러 개로 나뉜 것처럼 단지 활동할 수 없는 상태로 나뒹굴고 있을 뿐이요. 몸이 분리된다는 과정은 진행되었지만 이 열차의 존재는 보존되고 한없이 유예되므로 그저 한없이 가늘어져도 끊어지지는 않는 생명만을 붙든 채 이리 널브러질 뿐이지.
어려운 말은 잘 모르겠지만 아무튼 죽지는 않은 것이군.
이들의 파편이 연결되어 있다는 것은 아무리 뒤섞여 있어도 결국 파편끼리의 실타래를 따라 모아보면 승객 하나하나를 특정할 수 있다는 뜻이겠죠.
How does that work?
자연스럽게 W4의 정리요원이라는 직책이 생긴 이유를 추론할 수 있겠습니다.
누군가는 이 퍼즐들을 조립해서.
Oh yeah, because Otis's idea mentions that putting people back together, I think. Or like putting people back in their seats. It's really baffling to me that a job like that even exists. Welcome to the city, Dante.
날개에 사는 일치고 심하지 않은 게 어디 있겠어?
Still, I guess that means that as long as the train arrives at the station, the passengers will all be put back together like nothing happened. From what I learned through the W Corp identities, their main job was to gather chunks of flesh together to bring them back to their original shapes before they boarded the trains. How? It's a lot more visceral when I have to look at it in person.
그거 듣던 중 다행이군.
It soon clicked in me that what Faust was, though with some awkward effort, trying to do as I watched Dawn sigh with relief. Maybe Faust is trying to cheer Dawn up in her own way. Who she was a while ago would not find it even necessary to do something like that.
Dante.
What's up? Oh, time to whisper, right?
네, 정보를 수집 중입니다.
Well, if there's anything I can tell you. Visceral cleanup detail, yeah! Faust cast a dark gaze toward the chunks of flesh. Her gaze remained fixed upon them as she whispered.
이들이 뒤틀림인지 혹은 환상체인지 아시겠나요?
Yeah, this is just visceral cleanup detail. I actually wanted to ask you about that. They weren't humans, that was for sure. From them, I felt the same sensation I felt from monsters. Something inexplicable, an unclear sensation or an aura. I felt this somewhere before, I'm sure of it, but I couldn't quite pinpoint the source of this sensation. One thing I do know for sure is that this sensation was not the same feeling I got from abnormalities, distortions, or even Pakatala. If I had to lean one way or the other, I'd say they're closer to distortions. I'm sorry, I don't think they're either of those.
확신할 수 없는 건가요?
Are they like infected or something? I'm not sure how I can explain this, but they're very, very similar to distortions, but also different. If you had to ask, then I'm gonna guess Faust doesn't know?
파우스트라면 알고 있을 수도 있겠지만 적어도 지금의 저는 알 수 없군요.
I feel like I should apologize for that. Abnormalities, distortions, hungry.
필요는 없습니다, 단테. 불확실한
Fuck, we
정보지만
forgot to bring our Snickers.
그 덕에 한 가지 추론에 도달할 수 있었기 때문에. 그리고
Also, hi, Nazame.
직접 정보를 수집하며 논리적 결론을 만들어내는 것도 예상보다.
She paused, holding a bloody, slimy chunk of flesh in her hands.
쟤 지금 살 좀 조각 들고 혼자 웃은 거야?
드디어 각성한 것인가?
We've been live? Oh my god, we've already been here for 2 hours. After a round of intelligence gathering from Faust, we open the door to the next cabin, only to be greeted by a loud commotion.
저희 외에도 생존자들이 있는 모양이네요.
위험에 빠진 승객들인가 보군. 이 몸이 구해주게!
워, 함부로 들어오지 마. 너희 뭔데?
Oh, is that the Faust ID? A four-armed woman suddenly jumped in our path.
갑작스럽게 튀어나오는군요.
Faust stumbled a little, inadvertently slapped by the figure's swinging arms as she pushed us away.
내 쪽에서도 당신들이 갑자기 튀어나온 거거든.
좀 위협적이니까 그 커다란 칼은 치워주면 안 되나?
위협은 무슨 위협? 저기 저 사람들 지키려고 들고 있는 건데. 뭐야? 요새도 그런 구식 생체형을 달고 다니나? 나 참.
Must be an old geezer.
아씨, 구식의 때론 제일 빛을 발할 수 있다는 걸 보여주랴?
그대 복식을 보아하니 북부의 사람인게로군.
What is the multi-crack
와중에
steal?
무슨 오타령이야? 아무튼 이쪽이나 그쪽이나 같이 그 사고에 휘말린 상태 같아 보이는데 비켜주지?
She seemed to be sizing us up for a moment.
너희를 뭘 믿고 이 안으로 보내줘?
Nah, fuck you.
안 물렸다는 증거 있어? 내가 이곳을 어떻게 지키고 있었는데.
물렸다니 뭔 소리야?
왜 아무것도 모른다는 표정이지?
Sorry.
일반실에 있었으면 분명. 잠깐. 너희 1등석에서 왔어?
Yes.
캡슐에서 방금 깨어난 상태였어요. 보기에는 1등석이라. 진작 말하지. 내 이름은 사샤. 멀티그렉 사무소
Sasha.
대표야.
With that, she lowered her weapons and allowed us to pass.
사샤.
Okay, yeah, so this is the
당신도
Faust
이
ID.
객실에 계속 계셨던 건가요?
뭐 그렇지.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like the
해결사
Heathcliff one.
사무소에 T사 쪽 의뢰가 들어와서 잠깐 넘어왔는데 열차가 이딴 식으로 고장난 데다 아니 고장난 게 맞나? 배고파지지도 않고 졸리다는 느낌도 잘 안 드는 것 같고 이거 좀 수상하긴 해.
의체인데도 그런 게 느껴지셨나요?
아 먹고 자는 게 취미라 그쪽은 특별히 신경 쓴 부품이거든. 잘 느껴지지?
그것보다 그 밖에도 일어난 일이 있지 않나요?
Man, if Chrome were here, she'd be tweaking.
그래 완전히 난리도 아니었다고.
She would just crash out.
정신 사납군. 출석되지 않고 말할 수는 없나?
팔이라도 덜 휘적거리면 좋겠는데. 그건 좀... 싸우다가 의원이 전부 부서졌거든. 새 의원이랑 싱크를 맞추려고 움직이고 있으니까 이해해라. 아무튼 뭔 일인지는 모르겠는데 갑자기 열차에 탄 승객들이 이 사람 저 사람 가리지 않고 막 이상한 괴물로 변해버렸어. 정체도 모르겠고 말도 안 통한다고. 다행히 나랑 저 사람들이 타 있던 칸은 괴물이 적게 나타나서 내가 몇 동강을 내버리고 여기 빈 객실로 데리고 나온 거지.
Alright, we're gonna have to kill them.
빨간색이 3,200 하나. 빨간색이 3,200.
Yeah, we're gonna need to put these guys out of the misery, aren't we?
저 승객들이 변해버릴 수도 있는데도 불구하고 보호할 생각을 하셨군요.
Is she maybe the final boss?
당연한 행동이지. 해결사들이란 선두에 서서 약한 자들을 보호하는 존재들이니.
나는 이미 승객들을 사흘 동안 지켜봤어. 그리고 지금껏 한 명도 변하지 않았고 지금 이 캡슐칸 너머는 죄다 지옥도가 펼쳐져 있는데 앞쪽으로 끊임없이 넘어오려고 하는 걸 보면 뒤에서부터 뭔 일이 벌어져서 앞으로 번졌다는 게 내 추측이야.
그렇군요.
내 이야기는 여기까지. 그래서 너희는 뭔데? 1등석 부자분들께서 어떤 연유로 이런 서민들이 있는 곳까지 행차야? 여기서 뭔 일이 벌어진다는들 당신들의 고급스런 1등석 칸에는 아무도 들어갈 수 없었을 텐데.
We just need to get out of here.
저희는 W4에서 이번 사건을 해결하기 위해 고용한
Alright, Queen, feel free to share in the Discord.
해결사!
네, 해결사입니다.
Faust nodded reluctantly as she affirmed Don Quixote's boisterous declaration.
그 인원을 전부 1등석에? 그쪽 사무소는 돈이 썩어나나 보구만.
Yeah, we just do money laundering. It's no biggie.
그럼 W사는 처음부터 이렇게 될 걸 알고 있었다는 건가? 근데 진짜 날개의 의뢰를 받은 거 맞아? 믿음이 안 가는데.
이미 잘 아시겠지만 해결사들 간에 가장 중요한 건 계약과 그 이행이죠. 그리고 W사는 다른 날개들 이상으로 보안을 중시하고 있고요.
아, 비밀 유지 서약을 했나 보군. 뭐, 웨오피 협회 계열이랑
Oh God,
얽히면
not the
볼수
OP.
없으니까. 그래서 증거는 없다.
W사에서 사전에 받은 마스터 카드 키입니다. 어지간한
You ain't cash money enough for my liking. Faust produced a master key card from her pocket. I guess there isn't any other way for us to prove we're actually contracted by W Corp.
카드 키? 이걸로 잠겨있던 1등석 통로를 열고.
Wait, just to be clear, I just thought about this now. Is Charon with Berg?
진짜 의뢰를 받았나 봐. 좋아, 나좀 묻진 않을게. 돈도 안 되는 일을
Oh yeah,
해보고
that's
싶은
true. They weren't
마음도
actually
없고.
Ophi.
일을 해결하려면 뒤로 가겠다는 거네.
그렇죠.
The fixer finally got out of our way. Then with one of her free hands pointed toward the opposite door. Okay, Charon is safe. Okay.
뒤로 가겠다는데 말릴 필요도 없지. 아니면 뭐 실력이 대단하면 다 구해서 돌아올 수도 있겠지.
Yo, what if at the end of this intervallo, Charon just like boards Mephi and just runs through the entire train?
이것은 자네에게 맡길 테니 부디 본인을 대신해서 이들을 무사히 지켜내시게.
Wait, Jung Office is related to Ophi?
저기 이 뒤에 있는 괴물
Oh, hello there.
처리해 주러 가시는 건가요?
Hello there, child. Just as we were about to reach the other end of the car, a little passenger pulled on Don's coattails. Hi, real sleepy boy. Welcome.
그렇단다.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't know. I never got Jung.
그렇지. 본인은 명망 높은 해결사.
Give me a second. I need to fix some stuff.
저도 언니처럼 해결사.
예, 너무 치근덕대면. 아유, 죄송합니다. 저희 애가.
Who's my favorite sinner? Heathcliff. Heathcliff. No doubt. Heathcliff. Absolutely 100% Heathcliff. Although Ryoshi was a very close second. And also Yisong. Yisong is also up there. I feel like Dawn is gonna like really shoot up in the rankings with the next canto.
아닐세. 괜찮네. 더 놔둬도 되는데. 해결사가 꿈인가 보구나.
당신 같은 자가 열차에 탑승하고
I like the thought of Dawn being good with kids, because she's kind of a child at heart herself. I feel bad for him after Canto 6. Same. That one was brutal to get through.
머릿수대로 긴급보호비를 거두려는 거지. 왜 자꾸 둘 다 똥땅?
Like I feel like I had my crying emoji and not my crying emoji, like my crying toggle on for more than half of it. I don't think Dawn needs to hear what she just said.
파우스트 씨, 다시 봤어요.
무엇을 말씀이시죠?
Yeah, but Canto 6 was fucking brutal.
저자가 순수한 마음으로 승객들을 보호할 마음은 없었다는 거.
Hey, but at least the Millie song is a total banger.
씨에게 동조해 준 거요. 또 다시 시끄러워지면 골치 아프겠다 싶었는데 다행이에요.
emo Korean. Valid.
보셨어요? 눈이 얼마나 반짝거리던지. 평소에도 그랬지만 오늘따라
He song is honestly just me, but gender bent. He just like me for real, for real. Faust strode towards Sasha with a question.
마지막으로 하나 궁금한 것이 있습니다.
질문 하나당 30만 원.
Oh, ew.
같은
Never mind.
처지끼리. 그런 판단은 유감이군요.
Oh god, they do look the same.
저희 쪽 의뢰가 성공하고 나면 추후에
Although Sasha looks more like Angela.
사무소가 있었다고 제보해 드릴 수도 있을 텐데.
Or a librarian Angela.
뭐야? 진짜? 무슨 질문인데?
혹시
My favorite ID?
상대하셨던 괴물들의
Tie
눈빛이
between Kurokumo Heathcliff and Princess Rhodia. Sasha paused her swinging arms for a moment upon hearing that question, appearing to either be in thought or trying to recall something, then answered. As for ego, Hexnail Rhodia, 100%.
괴물이긴 했는데 음색이 중요한가? 일단 내 의안도 빨간색이고 저 승객도 눈이 적색이었고 거기 너희 쪽에 칼 메고 있는 녀석도 눈이 빨갛잖아? 뭐 이런 게 돈 되는 중요한 정보라도 되나?
아니요. 뭐 별것 아니었습니다.
Faust nodded lightly in her direction, then opened the door to the next car. Hello? Dawn-Claire, Solomon, valid. Oh, it was just as we had feared. The scene that appeared before us looked like it came straight out of a painting of hell. Hellscreen reference? Wait, was that a Hellscreen reference? I need to double check. Is this some kind of Hellscreen? God, I wish I was at Canto 9 right now. Man, I can't believe that Canto 10 is coming out like June apparently. Do I want to I actually have never used this, so honestly, what's stopping me? Oh, it's an AoE!
눈을 떼지 마라. 한순간이라도 놓친다면 영원히 방황할 테니.
Whee!
워프 열차 연
Since we're in the train, every time we rift space, the alarms go up. Is that a story thing, or is that a warning that I should never use the Dimension Shredder? Because, I mean, I have teleport. It also happens on the MV pack? Oh, okay, it's just a little touch. Okay, that's fine.
어쩔 수 없어요. 저희같이 긴 무기를 쓰는 사람들은 좁은 곳에서 금방 지치기 마련이니까요.
These enemies weren't much harder than the ones we'd fought earlier, but it was inevitable that their sheer number would eventually wear the sinners down. What do I do, Twin? I have no idea, girl. Or, I have no idea, Queen.
그래, 나도 아까부터 궁금했다고. 왜 안 알려주는 건데?
Oh, god dang it.
저것들은
That's how many?
저것들은
I do need to get better with my hydration, though, so... They don't expect cleanup agents cleaning up while the train is running.
네?
Oh.
그걸 방금 제가 물어보지 않았나요? 아니면 설마
Wait, so whenever, like,
기회를 주시는 건가요?
one of the cleanup agents, so the train just does not move when they're on? Or working? Of course, Faust did not confirm nor deny his question, but Sinclair was perfectly capable of making up his own interpretation of her silence.
여러 번 싸워보니까 알 것 같은 건 있었어요. 이 괴물들은 저희에게 화가 나 있거나 방해되는 존재라서 덤벼드는 느낌이 아닌 것 같아요.
맞네. 이들은 굶주리기라도 한 듯 뭔가를 향해 맹렬히 돌진하고 있었네.
맞아요. 이 열차 안에서는 배고픔도 목마름도 느껴지지 않을 텐데.
I mean, we got complimentary
공격
snacks.
패턴이 이성적인 판단에 기반하지 않았다.
Starting to see why this train sucks ass.
우리가
Yep.
발산하고 있다고밖에 해석되지 않는군.
I mean, they also suck because they never give Heath over. They never like, give Heath a break.
그리고 또 뭐가 있었죠?
그리고 또 모든 눈이 붉었던 것 같아요.
신체 대부분에 붓지 않은 곳이 없었어.
I never trusted W Corp. Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, I don't think you can trust any corp in the city.
그러하다면
They all kind of seem like really shady.
결정화된 느낌이라고
You
해야
can see the bones
다를
connected
테지.
to the blood.
네, 감사합니다. 모두들 유용한 정보였습니다.
Hang on, let me take a look. Okay, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see like a little skeleton there. Is that like a femur? It was my turn to start whispering. What did you learn from that?
이번엔 운이 좋았습니다, 단테. 열차에 탑승하기 전 다음 행선지를 위한 정보를 열람하던 도중 곁다리로 읽어둔 지식이 쓸모있는 열쇠가 되었던 것도 있지만
All of it never leaving the person. Jesus Christ.
수감자들께 유익한 정보를 추려내는데 큰 도움이 되었습니다.
You mean you know what to do to blow this case wide open? No.
그렇게 장담할 수는 없습니다만 적어도 시작점으로서는 기능할 테죠.
With that, Faust turned around and faced the rest of the sinners.
지금부터 이 상황을 타개할 방법을 제시하겠습니다.
Yippee!
그냥 쭉쭉 뚫고 가는 것 말고도 뭐가 있는 거야?
그 자체는 바뀌지 않을 테지만 결과적으로 이번 의뢰의 목적이 무엇인지 그리고 어떻게 W사의 의뢰를 완수할 수 있는지에 대한 가닥을 잡을 수 있을 겁니다. 이번 열차 그리고 지속적으로 워프 열차에서 비슷한 사건을 일으킨 존재는
Wait, so they never die? Like on the train? Oh my god. Like, oh my god, I thought they die. Because I think Heathcliff's ID mentions that a lot of like people just end up killing themselves.
매우 높은 확률로
You can be a fine paste on the walls and then you get put back together. Jesus Christ. Wait, what about Bloodfiends? I wasn't paying attention. Shit. Wait, a blood fiend? What's a blood fiend?
혈기가 대체 무엇인가?
어? 네가 모를 줄은 몰랐는데 이런 신기한 거 관련이라면 뭐든지 알고 있는 줄 알았어.
Only on fixers, Gregor, stop.
본인이 잊은 기사라도 있던 것이.
Blood fiends are not fixers. Imagine the blood coming out like ropes. Jesus Christ. Dawn furrowed her brows, genuinely lost. It was as though the very words sounded alien to her.
저도 현실에 존재하는 줄은 몰랐어요. 그저 무서운 이야기로 만들어졌다고 생각했는데 마늘이랑 햇빛을 두려워한다고 하던가요?
아, 제가 들은 이야기랑은 좀 다르네요. 제가 듣기로는 햇빛이나 마늘은 뜬 소문이고 오히려 물을 무서워한다던데요?
Are blood fiends just this world's version of vampires? Oh, okay.
혈기에 대한 보고는 나도 받아본 적 있다. 지휘관이던 시절에 말이지. 그들이 부린다는 부산물, 본 적이 있다. 기억이 흐릿하지만.
Although I kind of forgot what
이런
Chinese
형태는
vampires are
분명히
called.
아니었을 텐데.
I know it's not Jiangxi, but what are they called?
손가락에도 혈기라는 놈이
Was there like a name for them?
저런 고무장갑 같은 것들을 부리진 않았지.
Fang Hunt for this one?
하지만 좀 걸리는군. 그놈은 이렇게 마구잡이로 찌꺼기를 늘리진 않아.
Okay.
내 놈도
Alright, I'll
알고
do that.
있잖아.
I'll try it next time. I'll try it for the next fight.
네, 수감자 내에도 경험한 분들이 있었군요. 설명이 길지 않아도 되겠습니다. 말씀하시는 대로 저희가 마주한 적들은 혈귀 그 자체는 아니라고 보여집니다.
Wait, what?
혈귀의 권속이 되지 못한 찌꺼기 같은 존재. 관계자 사이에선 피주머니라고
Hoppin.
부른다는
Oh, the
정보가
hoppin'
있었습니다.
ones.
그럴 듯한 이름이지.
Why would anyone name someone Bloodbag?
처음에 이야기했던 대로 통상적인 방법으론 워프 열차 내에서 승객이 사라질 수 없습니다. 워프
What, so they get,
열차나
like,
W사에 대한 모든 것을 알 수는
Isenko
없어도
is based off of them.
저희가 갖고
Ah.
있는 정보가 꽤 많음에도 예외를 찾아낼
Wait,
수
are,
없었죠.
I
거기서
forgot.
저는
Are Jiangxi the
아직
zombies or the
저희가 마주하지
vampires?
않았던 존재를 논리에
They're
끼워
bags of
넣었을 때
blood. I mean,
한
yeah,
가지
fair
추측이
enough.
성립된다는 걸 파악했습니다.
그럼 그 혈귀라는 곳은 승객들을 아예 없었던
Brawls.
곳으로 만들 수 있다는 이야기인가요?
Huh.
휘발된다는 쪽에 가까울 것 같군요.
휘발.
워프 열차는 승객들끼리 온갖 폭력적인 일을 벌이더라도 본래대로 돌려놓을 수 있습니다.
Oh, okay.
폭력이라는 것에는 여러 가지가 있겠지만 그중 식인도 분명 존재하겠죠.
Oh,
하지만 열차 운행과
Cannibalism.
시간이 유예된 승객들은 소화의 과정 또한 이루어지지 않는 것과 마찬가지일 테니 결국 복구할 수 있는 상태였을 겁니다.
그저 입에 쑤셔 넣었을 뿐이라면 뱃속을 갈라내 그 핏줄 같은 것으로 연결된 조각들을 맞춰볼 수 있었겠지.
하지만 피주머니들은 다릅니다. 맹목적으로 피를 찾아다니는 이들은 희생자의 혈액을 흡수함으로써 자신들의 존재를 유지할 수 있고
hang on. I need to remember which hotkey it
유지비로
was. If I actually set
혈액
it up.
또한 조금씩 소비한다고 합니다.
Was it?
방금은 소환은 하지 않는다며?
추론해 보자면 혈귀와 피주머니에게 혈액은 단순히 에너지를 얻기 위한 식사의 과정과는 다른 것 같습니다. 그들에게 혈액이란
Okay, bye, sleepy
감정,
boy. Thank you.
성취, 돈, 존재의 자신들을 유지하기 위한 많은 것들이 포함되어 있는 무언가. 그렇기에 마음 먹는다면 혈액을 소비할 수 있고 소화 따위의 과정과는 별개로 이루어질 것입니다.
Alright, I'm giving myself 3 more hours to finish this.
무슨 소리인지 절반도 못 알아들었거든.
지금 시간이 유예되었음에도
Too long, didn't read.
히스클리프 군은 화를 내거나 슬퍼하거나 또는 기뻐할 수 있지 않은가.
And you gotta get your rebound and explain it to you.
그야 뭐 그렇긴 한데.
그것이 변한 것인지 생멸하는 것인지는 알 수 없으나 지나간 감정은 사라졌다고도 볼 수 있을 터. 승객들의 살아갈 의지와 존재의 가치 또한 멈춘 시간 속에서도 점차 사라지지 않소. 혈귀에게 혈액이란 그러한 것이라고
Defeat up is the soul through
파우스티아는
blood?
설명한 것이요.
Oh.
그런가? 그래서 바로 휘발된다.
Can they still eat regular food?
승객의 구성 요소.
Because I know the vampires typically, like, our version of vampires typically doesn't, right?
논지에 어긋남은 없군.
Everyone fell silent for a moment. That was way too much information to process at once. We didn't even know what to make of them either.
질문을 몇 가지 하고 싶소.
Yi-song was the first to break the silence.
피주머니라 하는 존재는 혈귀가 직접 만드는 것이요? 만약 그렇다면 어떠한 방식으로?
거기까지는 정보의 접근이 제한되었군요.
Faust replies, avoiding Yi-song's gaze. There isn't anything I can do about this. The sinners will only get more stressed if they find out what's going on with Faust. And that's something we both want to avoid.
제한. 그렇군. 과거 그대가 말했던
추측이지만 피주머니로 만들기 위해서는 어떤 식으로든 접촉이 필요할 것으로 보입니다. 그렇지 않다면 가장 성가신 존재인 저희가 멀쩡한 것이 말이 되지 않을 테니까요.
일리 있어.
그렇다면 그 잔악한 혈기란 놈은 이 열차 어딘가에 숨어 있다는
So far, the
말이겠군.
same way vampires can make zombies.
그렇겠죠.
Wait, they can make
조금 전에
zombies?
보았던 해결사의 말을 신뢰한다면 이 피주머니들이 몰려온 건 열차의 뒷칸부터, 즉 나아가다 보면 반드시 그 혈귀를 마주하게 될 것입니다.
좋네. 무고한 승객들의 원한을 대신 풀어줄 기회. 본인은 절대 놓치지 않겠네.
단테.
It seems that Dawn was now invigorated, while the other sinners also appeared rather satisfied now that we had a clear sight of our goal. Faust, who stood amidst them, nodded in my direction. Well then, let's go. We're still dealing with a distortion, right? We're making the best of what's available to us at the moment. Contaminated blood. Oh. Let's move forward. For now. Fun fact, I actually used to have a vampire OC. This was back before I did the current writing project I'm doing. It wasn't really a vampire, although it was very like Aswang coded. I don't know, I guess it was a cross between a vampire and a Manananggal. But they're really pretty similar, to be honest.
청소를 수행한
승객 무력 제압 완료. 승객 보관 준비.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to get Fang Hunt for this next one then, right? Hang on. Reverse Beats is AoE, right? Or am I thinking of the other one? Okay, no, it's not. I could have sworn, Arcana Slave was AoE.
자세한 내용은 화면에 적혀 있습니다.
자, 악은 이렇게 정화되었네. 잠깐! 홀리 채널이 이 사람 좀 보게. 아직 살아있는 자가 있네.
Dawn, her round eyes wide open, began sprinting somewhere.
뭐야? 들어오지 마 이놈들이.
Hey, that looks like Merceau.
우리 괴물이 아니야. 괜찮아?
Yeah, that's literally just Merceau.
변하기 시작한 건가요? 그럼 벌레팔 같은 걸로도
No, that's actually been there for a while now.
아니야, 이제 이거는
Gregor stumbled for words, scoffed, then cast his gaze toward the floor in disbelief.
그래, 뭐 착각할 만도 하지. 이게 뭐 의체인지 괴물인지 한눈에 봐서 알 수가 있나.
같은 생체형 의완이더라도 이렇게 투박한 구형 모델은 최근 도시에서 보기 드물기 때문에 착각할 수도 있다.
Guys, stop making him feel old.
의체. 다행이네요. 전 또 그 미친 놈들이 쳐들어올까봐. 보다시피 다리도 이 모양이라 여기 숨어 있을 수밖에 없어.
Wait, can cleanup agents fix each other?
그런데 W사 직원들이 이 열차에는 왜 타고 있는 거지?
You're right. From what we found out about the warp trains, through the identities, I can't imagine why any of them would ever willingly board this train. Magical? Oh, okay, that's why.
대견사들이죠. 저희는 당신들을 도와서 사건을 해결하라는 명령을 받았습니다. 저희라고 하기엔 저밖에 안 남았지만요. 동료
소녀들은 저 앞칸에서 차례대로 이성을 잃어가더니 결국
그럴 수가... 파우스트군, 피주머니가 원래대로 되돌아갈 수 있는 방법은 없는 것인가?
죄송합니다. 그 정보도 아직 열람할 수가 없군요.
Though her voice and expression were both as serene as always, there was something gloomy about the way she said it.
파우스트에게 너무 많은 부분을 의지하고 있었을지도 모르겠군요.
Faust muttered in a barely audible volume. I don't know what I can do to help the sinners in a situation like this, either. I'd also grown too used to Faust's omniscience because I could always trust it to be there for me. I was starting to realize I don't have the means to dig myself out of a hole like this. No, maybe I was too reliant on the sinners as a whole. Yeah, Dante can't do shit. If when the time comes for them to depend on me, when they can no longer stand on their own, can I really manage them? Lead them to the right choices? Doubt, colored with fear, begins to rise like an ominous plume of smoke. Did I mention this as with Faust development? Hey! Finally! I've been waiting! That's what we've been waiting for! Because I know damn well we're not gonna get her story until, like, 2028 at this rate. And the wall behind what had initially appeared to be a folding chair for employees spun open.
이게 무엇인가? 설마 저 앞에 있는 혈기를 해치는 비밀 무기가 숨겨져 있다거나?
1등석에서 본 캡슐이랑 비슷하게 보이긴 하는데 저곳에?
It's probably hiding a Bloodfiend, right? The cleanup agent slumped into the pod that appeared in the wall. No, something's in there. Something's inside.
이제 좀 살겠네요.
There's absolutely something inside.
무엇을 할 생각인가?
이런 상황을 위해 W사에서는 직원용 소형 동면포들을 준비해 놓았거든요.
Also, wouldn't those only fit like one?
그럼
그럼
Oh, you're dead.
남은 일은 잘 부탁드려요.
He's gonna die, isn't he? With that, he settled into the capsule and shut the hatch behind him. When the door covering the pod closed, only the folding chair and a wall covered with viscera remained. He's gone. Oh, okay, he's fine. Alright, bye. You're kinda useless anyway. We blankly stared at the wall the agent disappeared into. Well then, I guess we gotta... Let's move on to the next car. Keep on keeping on. This made me think of, Fuck, what was it? Oh! Okay, I was thinking of, Alice in Borderlands. The live-action version. Because I think they had, a train game there. Although it wasn't this bloody. It wasn't bloody, it was just, like... something about, with, like, gas masks and some sort of, like, gas. My gift for you should be ready? Oh, let me check. Alright, who can I get rid of? I'm gonna get rid of Yisong. Okay, good, you have Dimension Shredder. Oh! Oh, okay, they became the agents now.
오프 열차 연산 시스템이 정리 방식의 선택이 적절했음을 판단했습니다. 훌륭합니다.
Fucking I guess I'm gonna need to prepare to use him for next Kanto, huh? Because I imagine there's gonna be a lot of Bloodfiends in that one. Yeah, 30 years old, by the way. Oh, well. Honglu might be cooked already. You'll need 4 Gluttony to get the Vampire Slayer passive. Fuck. Alright. That's fine, that's fine. Some of our people have a decent Gluttony. I think.
방금 청소를 수행한 요원에게 W4
Okay, yeah, Honglu, you're gonna have to just give us all of it. A Gluttony Guard? That's a Wrath Guard. He's an Angie boy. Oh, I can't wait to get to his canto. Angie enough to sabotage you. Ooh, I'm gonna torture everyone with water! I did read the Uptight story. It is the most deranged thing I've read. He has a reuse coin? Oh, that's why I saw him do that stupid winking thing twice. Bang Hunt Honglu and be like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, but I'm still full of joy and whimsy. Ooh, I'm gonna murder this whole family! Oh yeah, I just remembered, I still need to gather up some gluttony. Good God, Heathcliff! Here comes Heathcliff with a steel chair! From the top rope! With those goddamn amazing thighs. Sorry, what? Oh, Faust! Alright, we're just gonna have everything on the bottom row. Oh wait, what? Hold on. Wait, we didn't get any story. Why are we fighting these guys? Wait, were they turned into bloodbags? Excuse me. Oh, they are bloodbags now. Okay. Oh my god, I think Honglu is just dead. Oh god, Honglu and Otis are both dead. Okay, they're safe. Wait! Oh my god! My neglect has come in handy. Hi Juanito, welcome! Okay, we staggered it at least. Oh, Rhodia came in clutch. Something caught my attention from the corner of my eye after another round of brutal combat.
Huh? 이건 또 뭐야?
Butt cheeks. We were on the final car adjacent to the freight car when we discovered that odd box with the T-Corp logo on it. Okay, deadass though, why is Gregor caked up?
전투 중에 부서진 것 같구려.
Can we talk about Gregor being caked up for a second? It was the G-Corp requirement.
그 대표라는 사람 허버트랬나? 다른 날개와 많은 연계를 하고 있다는 이야기를 했던.
Guess we found the only good thing Herman gave her son.
T사뿐이 아니라 날개들은 이리저리 협력을 주고받는 사이인 경우가 많소.
Oh, right, we're talking about T-Corp.
오히려 아직 그리 이름을 날리지 못한 우리 림버스 컴퍼니에게 이리 급하게 협력을 요청하는 것이 이례적인 일이라 보만.
뭐 W사도 이제 떨어질 만큼 떨어졌다는 거겠지. 부서져서 속이 드러나기 시작한 이 벽처럼.
Time tax? That's all I mostly remember from T-Corp.
부서졌다고 하니까 생각난 건데.
Most of my memories of T-Corp have just been Heathcliff suffering. It was difficult for me to ignore how Rhodia hurriedly swerved to a different subject, as though she made a mistake. Even the tone of her voice shifted like she was catching herself.
피덩이가 붙은 의체 부품 및 조각이 사방에 널려 있는 것을 보아 다수의 의체 해결사가 탑승했던 객실칸으로 보인다.
Oh, I can't think about that right now. Let's first deal with the task at hand. Oh, right, okay.
해결사 사무소가 이 사람들이었을지도 모르겠어요.
Wait, the unnamed multi-crack?
의체를 사용하는 해결사들만 고용하는 사무소도 있다고 본 것 같다네.
혹시 이분은?
Nah, bro, I'd rather die. We were walking through the bloody train car when we suddenly heard Sinclair's voice crack, as though he saw something awful.
이자는 분명 승강장에서 마주쳤었던.
Oh, he did.
우리에게 시비를 걸던 적은.
Yeah, at that point, that's just radical sex.
원정을 왔다 실패했다고 했었나?
Or not even Radical 6, is it?
이만한 숫자의
I have not played Joe's
해결사들이
Skip in a long
있으니
time.
진짜 원정이라고 말할 만도 하네.
Oh, what's wrong, Juanito?
가 넘을 것 같네만 예비팔을 교체해가면서 썼던 것이지 않겠는가?
Makes sense. That would explain all those broken prosthetic arms and legs in this car.
그것은 아마 다른 피주머니에게 저항하던 중에 발생한 흔적일 것입니다. 관리자님. 전쟁 때도 비슷한 사례가 많았습니다.
Bro got turned into a
의체는
piece of
언제든
wall
교체가
decoration.
가능한 자금이 허락하는 한 특별히 아끼거나
Ryoshi just smiling like,
된다는 마음가짐.
hell yeah.
물론 그런 녀석들은 자기 몸을 제대로 보호하지 않아 일찍 전사하곤 했습니다.
Maybe so.
하나의 상황이 생각보다 다양하게 해석될 수 있군요.
Blood became
두
something more than
의견을
coagulated.
모두
Yeah, Jesus
기억해두겠습니다.
Christ.
좋은 자세군. 당신 같은 사원들은 꼭 끝까지 살아남곤 했지.
네, 뭐 다행이었겠군요.
Faust answered Otis in an uncharacteristically snappy manner. Signs of fatigue were creeping into her pensive expression. Even Faust is getting fed up with her. You alright, Faust? It was rare to see any actual expression from her. I was starting to get worried. One of the pack's unique ego gifts is a heart with a battery run through it?
네.
Oh.
고립된 바다 위에서 마구살이로 그물을 던지는 것 같은 이 상황이 유쾌하진 않군요. 평소에는 열람한 정보에 간단한 추론만 곁들여서 명료한 결론을 내릴 수 있었으니까요.
Her voice was such a whisper for the second part of her sentence that even I could barely hear what she was saying.
아, 그건 알 것도 같네요. 새까맣고 고요한 호수 위에서 어떻게든 식량을 구하겠다고 그물을 던져도
Ah, no.
대체 여기가 어디쯤인지 이곳에서 무언가 잡히기는 하는 건지
Is she? No.
나 또한 보이지 않는 묘혈에 누운 기분인 것은 매한가지요. 눈에
Great, now everyone with a canto is speaking up. No.
나아갈 길을 알 수 없으니.
It seemed that Ishmael and Yisong picked up on the first part of her sentence, however, as they walked up to her and shared a few words of consolation.
그런데 파우스트 씨가 그런 말을 하는 건 처음 보는 것 같은데요? 아니, 정확히는 파우스트 씨가 오늘따라 평소랑 달라 보인다고 할지.
그건
So how do we tell them about the Faust chord?
아, 나쁘다는 건 아니에요. 오히려 조금 유해 보여서 좋네요.
Yep, sorry.
그대에게서 본 적이 없던 모습이기에 퍽 신선하오.
Oh, Yisong. Faust's reply was curt. She closed her eyes.
승강장에 있던 팜플렛에 의하면 이 열차는
We still have yet to see Merceau smile.
화물용 한 칸으로 구성되어 있다고 한다. 현재 도달한 곳은 11번째 칸이므로 메피스토펠레스가 있을 13번째 칸을 제외하면 단 한 칸이 남는다.
Which means...
높은 확률로 이 피주머니들을 만든 혈기를 마주할 것이다.
Oh god, the boss. Alright, fine. Merceau can smile. Just beyond that door.
그래봐야 이것들 대빵이라는 거 아니야. 뭐 얼마나 다르겠어?
역으로 말해 그 많은 피주머니를
Also, hi, ice creaming, welcome. Merceau can smile. I mean,
것이 타당하다.
the April Fool's event.
잘 알려진 정보는 아니지만
The April Fool's event gave us zesty Merceau.
전문적으로 하는 해결사도 있다고 합니다. 혈귀 사냥꾼이라 불리는데 정보가 사실이라면 전문가가 따로 있을 만큼 까다로운 존재일 테죠.
생각해보면 피주머니라는 것들은 맹목적으로 혈기를 따르는 일종의 군세라는 거잖아요.
Oh god, whenever they bring up thralls, I keep thinking about Darkest Dungeon. I hated the thralls in that
전쟁이든
game.
일상이든 그런 자는 언제나 보통 이상의 능력을 갖고 있지.
The sinners each exchange various opinions with one another, possible strategies, estimations of the Bloodfiend's strength. And all of a sudden,
다 집어치우시게! 이런 천인 공로의 상황을 만든
no, Dawn! Stay! Stay down! Down, Dawn! Stop it! No!
있을지도 모르잖아. 하든 그렇지 않든
Oh, that is a new expression.
본인의 손으로 그 자를 처단하겠네. 그러니 서두르세.
Get this. Dawn's son now first immediately put a stop to the chatter. She's not wrong. Besides, dealing with the Bloodfiend is the key to completing our contract. With that, I open the door leading to the last car of this train. Anyone else imagine her, like, pulling a Leroy Jenkins? Like, let's do this, Don Quixote! This room.
다들 왜 그런 표정이지?
Who the hell are you?
왕자에게 인사를 올리러 왔으면 최선을 다해서 웃어야지.
저자가 이 모든 일의 원흉이자 저희가 처리해야 할 헬비인 듯하군요.
Oh, wait, is that the Merceau ID?
그쪽이 누구길래 우리가 그래야 하는데?
Which I still have yet to get.
한 번만 말해줄 테니 똑똑히 들어라. 내 이름은 카세티. 가족으로부터 도망친.
No, because wasn't Prince Merceau also released during the book arc? It's this motherfucker.
열차에서 일어난 모든 사륙에 이놈이 벌인 짓인가?
Oh, jeez.
왕자의 앞에서 모래하게도 질문이 많군. 하지만 모처럼 배가 부른 상태니 넘어가 주지.
Hang on. There you go.
보다시피 이 열차는 근사한 식사를 위한 연회장. 피주머니를 마음껏
Also, he did
만들고
refer to himself as the prince.
이 인간들은 끊임없이 찾아오지. 그럼 나는 그때마다 만찬을 즐길 뿐이다.
얼굴에 여흥용 가면을 쓰고 있어.
인사할 생각이라면 얼굴 정도는 제대로 보여주는 것이 기본적인 예의 아닌가?
Bro, I don't think he gives a shit.
이 가면.
Oh yeah, that's the Merceau ID. Yeah, that's the Merceau ID.
그래선 왕자가 될 수 없어. 가면 뒤의 모습은 흉한.
Cassetti mirror?
그래서
Oh.
모두가 얼굴을 숨기기.
I mean, I wouldn't know that.
하지만 너희들의 피를 전부 마시고 나면 다시 원래대로 돌아올 거야.
Like, whenever I talk to Kagane about it, we just call him the prince.
가면을 벗을 수 있겠지.
내놈, 안면에 바느질을 한 자는 누구지? 솜씨가 제법이군.
당연하지. 이 가면은 감히 이름을 입에 담기 황송한 이 발사님께서 직접 제작하셨으니까.
Oh, the barber.
하지만
I'm very familiar with the barber.
아파.
Unfortunately,
아니야.
the mask being stitched is why Prince Mur has holes on his face. Oh, okay.
저는 왕자랍니다.
정신이 획가닥해버린 놈이군. 다 웃었냐? 그러면 이제 몇 대만 좀 맞아라.
난
Yo, is this just Vampire not Vampire Hindley?
울고 짜고 바닥에 엎드려서.
This is like a distorted Hindley.
달려들면서 피가
God, step
끓어오르는
on for a minute.
그런 놈들.
He is going through it.
주위나 둘러봐.
Good God.
넌 혼자야. 불을 당해낼 수 있을 것 같냐?
히스클리프 씨, 방심하지 마세요. 상대는 이 열차의 수많은 승객을 피주머니로 만들어 온 자입니다.
방심은
Hindley
안
brother
하겠지만
vamp.
그래도 뒷칸에서부터 피주머니들은 보이는
We gotta let
족쇄로
Heathcliff kill him.
숫자. 그래. 숫자가 중요하지. 몇 명이 방문했는지가 중요한 건 기억하고 있어요. 난 말이야. 아주 강해. 그리고 이 새로운 왕국에서 물러날 마음은 조금도 없어.
Oh, here.
이 왕좌에 가만히 앉아 있으면 피주머니들이 알아서 대령되지.
Wait, are we actually fighting Cassetti, or
또 있을 것 같아.
are we just gonna deal with like waves of blood
내가
bags?
이곳에서 어떻게 만들었는데?
Either's fine.
이걸 어버이들께서 보셨다면
Also, why does it look like a
얼마나
firework?
좋아하셨을까? 이 풍요로움을, 이 쾌락을, 이 자유를. 하지만 이건 제가 만든 왕국이에요. 누구에게도 넘기지 않아.
That was a guy.
조금 의아하긴 하군요.
Okay, so that's a blood splatter. It just looks like a firework the way it was drawn.
벗어나지 않는 것 같습니다만 그 영향은 열차의 모든 칸에 미치고 있을 정도로 강력할 뿐더러.
Sorry.
가만히 앉아 있어도 피주머니가 대령된다는 건
잠깐!
Oh, hey, Sasha. Someone suddenly and frantically charged into this car. It was Sasha, the fixer we ran into one of the earlier cars. Cassetti shrinks into his throne at the sudden intrusion, terror apparent in his face.
자네는 설마 우리를 도와주러 이곳까지 와준 건가?
Yippee! She's gonna die, isn't she?
저길 보게나. 저자가 이 모든 사건의 원흉인 혈계일세. 저자만 처치한다면 그대가 보호할 승객들 모두
Sorry,
이
something's going
열차를
on.
무사히 탈출할 수
What the
있을
fuck?
거라네.
Okay, there. I think that's better.
만약 피주머니가 아닌 채로
Oh no, she's gonna get torn apart alive, isn't she?
아, 정말 여기까지 왔네. 날개에서 의뢰로 준 해결사는 좀 다르구나.
Yeah, we cool.
나도 옛날엔 열심히 싸웠는데 마지막까지 남아서.
무슨 소리를 하는 거야?
그랬더니 이 네 팔 중에 3개가 뽑혀 나갔더라고. 그런데 이상하지? 팔이 하나밖에 안 남으니까 그때서야 이런 생각이 들었어. 죽기 싫다라고. 그래서 빌었어. 살려주면.
피하세요, 돈키호테.
무엇이든 다 할 수
Okay, that might be better.
있다고!
Oh god! Blood rapidly crystallized around Sasha like a suit of armor, as she swung her great sword at the sinners, striking them even before Faust's hurried shout had fully died away. That's not good. Oh god, whoops, hang on.
내가 말했잖아. 예고 없이 갑자기 튀어나오지 말라고.
Oh.
그 망할 발들이 너무 시끄러운 거 몰라.
Oh, they were working with each other, weren't
날
they?
찾으러 온 줄 알았다고.
죄송합니다, 카세티님.
Oh my god.
소개하지. 이쪽은 앞으로의 왕국을 위해 내가 밖으로 나와 처음으로 만든 권속.
Sorry.
나의
Cassetti is a
왕국을
dad?
가족을 함께 건설하고 있는
Oh my god.
충실한
What?
나의 종자이다.
말씀하신 대로 강한 놈들을 선별해서 이곳으로 보내려고 했습니다만
Wait, so
저희 칸의
are all
인간들은
Bloodfiends
전부
just
형편없는 놈들뿐이었기에
related to each other?
1등석에서 온 저자들을 카세티님에게로 보내주었습니다.
권속. 당신은 권속이란 게 무엇인지 정확히 알고 계신가요?
Okay. Oh, I guess it's like a more of a found family
이것만큼은
thing, I
얘기할
guess.
수 있어. 그분의 피가 내 몸에 들어온 순간 다시 태어난 기분이었지.
권속은 뒤틀림이나 환상체가 만들어내는 하위 개체의 개념과 유사하군요.
Alright.
정확한 정보도 없이 무작정 받아들였던 것은 그만큼 절박했기 때문이겠죠.
Volume a little here. Raise the volume a little here. Oh my god, audio balance is such a bitch. Okay, there. Equal. This family found me on the street and forced me into this position sort of way. Oh. You're a human that doesn't go crazy after turning become... Oh, okay.
물어볼 땐 얼마나 놀랐던지. 의심했어도 내 눈은 붉은 빛을 내는 의안일
And Sasha doesn't
뿐이라.
count, right? Because I think they're a blood bag now?
그러면 자네가 보호하고 있던 그 승객들은
내가 말했지.
There's a few first? Okay. I mean, I think we're gonna end up learning about this in, Canto 7, aren't we? Wait, she counts? Dozens of blood bags began shambling into the room from behind Sasha. A smaller one among them stood out to me. It's a child! No! My mind immediately snapped to the child who grabbed Dawn's coattails. I knew that the passengers were dead the moment we realized Sasha was a blood fiend. But I hope that we'd be spared this sight. I mean, does anyone remember Pip? Well, those are the ones who failed to turn. Okay. Fuck Pip! Hey, come on! Yeah, sure, he went insane, but come on, can you really blame him? That was Ahab's fault. Oh my god, I got so surprised my model froze! Help! I drop kick Pip in a heartbeat. Don't punt the children.
열차 내 정리 요원에게 안내 말씀드립니다.
Yo, what is this music?
현재 특정 객실에서
Studio Aim once again cooks. Are they the ones who make all the battle themes and stuff? Wait, is she considered a blood bag? No. Spooky when they make music for other stuff like Arc Knights and I mean that's fine. They're getting they're getting their bag. I don't care if you work for even like Love and Deep Space, bro. You're still getting money. I've seen horror games with less scare than Love and Deep Space. Hey, I'm not gonna judge anyone who plays it, okay? Although it's definitely not my cup of tea. I mean, I feel like judging people who like Love and Deep Space is the same as judging people who like Nikke. Yeah, Sasha turned. Hopefully she's not that bad, right? Right, chat? Okay, I think we're gonna survive. I think we're fine. Maybe, unless there's another wave. Please tell me there's not. I got shafted? Oh, we're not done, I don't think. Okay, no, I don't think we're done. Oh god, okay. There we go. Prince time. Oh, okay, so we are fighting the prince. Okay, we might be cooked. Yeah, you tell him, Mom! With that, Cassetti reached out toward the pile of blood bags on the ground and... What's happening? An armor of hardened blood materialized over the Bloodfiend's body. His sheer aggression and hatred was palpable enough to make our skin crawl. He's slurping.
혈액을 걷어들인 것으로 힘을 더
Oh
키운 것으로
no, okay. So I'm gonna actually have to read this boss, huh?
아직 완전히 힘이 돌아오진 않았지만
Maybe I should have stuck with positive rodeo.
이만하면
Just so I could use the hex snail for this.
떠올릴만 하지.
Because I kind of unequipped command meltdown.
그렇죠.
I could dumb it down.
자, 어디 덤벼봐라. 왕을 해하려는 반역자 놈들아.
특이성 감지 센서.
That's a lot of spaces.
Y 확인.
Oh, hints.
활동성이 증가했는지
I can do this. They will be quiet once I slaughter them all.
조용히 만드는 거야.
Oh. I do this boss solo? Okay. Depending on the stored blood stacked on itself. 20, 10, there's 5. Gain bind and offense level down from next. More than 5 stack. How do you get more? Use 1 every time this unit loses 5 HP. Okay. And on hit heal 1%. Oh gosh. At more than 5 stack. Okay, so we want to keep the stack low.
Huh?
Yeah, holy shit. Panic Bloodthirst. Gain 1 fragile and damage up. Panic effects. Gain 2 fragile and damage up. Okay. Time for the funny button. Hold on. Wait, is this unclashable? That's why, okay. Hold on, double the amount healed by hard blood. Reset SP to 0. Okay. Does not get staggered this turn, end turn after using the skill. Okay, so I guess it doesn't really matter what we do here. I mean, win rate and damage are the same exact guard time? Oh, we're supposed to guard? Okay. Got it. Oh god, someone got hella staggered. Oh god, Faust. Rory's about to tear him like 5 new ones. Honestly, I think she's gonna be like the only survivor here. Oh, she's staggered. You're not yourself when you're hungry. Get a blood bag. Save us, Fang Hunt. Oh, you want to go for Faust? Alright, hang on. Hex now. Oh, thank god Rodeo went positive. I don't know how. This boss gets stronger if he has self-bleed or the enemy have bleed. Oh gosh. Huh. I mean, as long as it's not game over if Dawn dies, we should be okay then. Oh god, I heard like 2 different explosions. Oh my god, 3 people died at once. Oh, come on! Can Rodeo hard carry this for us? Okay, at least it wasn't like 4 corrosions at once. Honestly, yeah, I think we're just gonna retry. Dude's hell, of course, hell of depressed and still hit hard. Yeah, holy shit. Okay, so everyone's health is actually nice now. It's all nice and pretty. Is it saved? Okay, yeah, it's saved. Oh god, okay. Wait, does she still have the... No! Okay, okay, they all reset. No, we need to... No, I'm not gonna have Heathcliff dodge for now. I think it's funny that Faustus is here. It's just being lore accurate. Okay, now we guard.
나는 진정한 왕으로 군림하는 것이다.
유혈적 폭력 사태 발생 중. 열차 내에 남아 있는 정리 요원은 신속한 상황 종료를 위해.
Sir, can you please?
Eventually.
Come on, we're so close to the stagger. Wait, did they actually stagger him?
유혈적 폭력 사태의 진압 가능성.
Let's go! Okay. GG's. Does he have any weaknesses? Envy. We have so much envy. Envy. Hit him with the envy. Wait, does he have any other? Gloom. Okay. Hit him with the Land of Illusion, I guess. So, were you trying to make a charge team? Yes. But I was told that, Fang Hunt Hong Lu would be really good here too, so... Bathe them. Come on! Don't fail me now! Yes! Reverse beats! Ooh. Bro, that shocked me so bad my model froze. I don't know, I was told by someone who hates Rin Rate with a burning passion, so do with that info what you will. But I won, so I don't care. Oh, Virginius! We need you!
이래서는 제압하기가 힘들 것 같은데요.
I hate when we're stronger than 100 suns. Okay, that's fair. Oh, whoops. The mental fatigue finally got to Gregor and Sinclair, and they collapsed to the ground. The strange environment of warp trains was proving to be a significant boost to the Bloodfiend's regenerative ability. Okay, here's the thing. Here's my tactic for hard bosses. You win rate the shit out of them the first time, and you die. And with that new knowledge, you act and change your plan accordingly. See? That's what I was doing! Totally! That was totally what I was trying to do. The battle trudged on without an end in sight. At this point, we've already been fighting for much longer than we had at the K-Corp border checkpoint. Or at the basement of Wuthering Heights. At this point, good enough. The Sinners had all grown much stronger since then, but even they were reaching a breaking point. Dawn is gonna kill! Dawn continues to wildly pummel the Bloodfiend with her lance, breaking, stabbing, and crushing him every time a body part regenerated. Did she like have a history with these guys?
배가 많이 고파. 배가 고프다는 이유로 수많은 사륙을 저지른게 변명이 된다고 생각하는가?
And Dawn is not having his literally birthday.
나는 몰라. 200년 동안 썩은 뒤라고는 그 빌어먹게 끔찍한 아니야 떠올리기 싫어. 닥쳐 조용히 해. 아니야 잘 못했어요.
Oh my god, he's like the love child of Hindley and Linton. I swear.
한 모금만 주세요. 소용없어. 아무리 찔러봤자.
Did my hotkey break? Never mind, I did it. I turned it off too early. But the Bloodfiend's regeneration is so powerful that he's recovering as fast as Dawn is destroying him. Okay, yeah. He's regenerating at an insane rate. We can't.
나의 자식! 난 내게 새로운 생명을 주고 이 연회를 베풀어 주었다. 그러니 너도 네 할 일을 해. 어버이의 은혜에 보답을 하란 말이다.
제가 어떻게?
Oh god. Third phase. It's phase 3 of the fight. We have to fight both Sasha and Cassetti.
매달렸던 것처럼 저놈들이
I actually hope not. Please tell me not.
없는 이유를.
Regeneration? Take this in the name of love and hate, nuke. Akanashi! Sasha began looking around wildly, surprised by Cassetti's sudden command. I kind of do wish I had that ego though. I might get it next Walpurgis.
의체를 가진 자들이 팔다리 하나 둘쯤 교체하면 된다는 생각으로 목숨의 소중함을 조금씩 잃듯이 그래도 자신의 목숨이 여러 개는 있다는데 경망스럽게 행동하더군요.
Next Walp? No, I think it's this coming week, if I'm not mistaken.
싸움에만 집중하고
Because they announced the new ones like last week, so they have to be this week. I kind of wish the roadmap could tell you the exact dates. With one of her remaining arms, Sasha picked up from the ground the master key card Faust showed her in one of the previous cars.
막으세요, 돈키호테.
Yeah, an estimated date, but like, hang on.
당신께 바치겠습니다.
Let me see if I can find any information on that while this goes on. I know I should be paying attention. Dawn immediately leaped at the fixer, but one of her arms struck her away with great force. Ishmael and Merceau, who had been holding Cassetti down, were no match for his strength without Dawn's fury. The Bloodfiend threw them both to the side and grabbed the key card.
1등석 칸으로 갈 수 있는 열쇠입니다. 이것으로 더 많은 피주머니를 왕국의 번영을.
No. Cassetti examines the master key card with clear interest. Without that key card, we'll be trapped inside this train for thousands of years until it reaches its destination.
단테.
What?
파우스트의 정보와 지식에 접근할 수 없던 지금의 저는
Alright, time to turn on the bomb!
오늘의 최선을 통해 오늘의 난관을 해치우고 있었다고 생각했습니다. 하지만 마스터 카드키가 저자에게 넘어간 지금으로서는 모든 것이 더욱 불확실해졌군요.
Virgilius Ex Machina? Faust took a deep breath, as if she was about to take a deep dive into the source of all this trouble. Use Rip Space Ego to run away. True.
파우스트에게 너무 의지해왔던 탓일 테죠.
From what I can tell, Faust has always been operating based on information she received from Faust. So a situation like this, where she has to make decisions on her own, must be unfamiliar to her. But Faust is an exceptional sinner with or without Faust. I've been thinking the same thing about myself, actually. That I might have been relying too much on that perfect Faust. But even without Faust, you've still guided us masterfully after analyzing the information we brought you. Maybe uncertainty itself doesn't always have to be a problem for us. Remember? Thus the lack of plan itself becomes the plan. You said it yourself. Oh yeah, in Canto 2, I think. Faust and Dante? I mean, okay. I see the vision. The intervallo.
카드키를 빼앗긴 것은 수많은 불확실성 중 단 하나일 뿐. 확실한 건
Now they're gonna incorporate it into the next April Fool's event.
저자나 우리 둘 다 절박하다는 것이죠. 그렇다면 협상을 하는 수밖에요.
보아하니 저놈은 회복시키는 능력이 있는 듯한데
Yo, Berg, where the hell are you?
지금부터는 한 놈도 회복시키지 마. 알겠냐? 이 열쇠가 산산조각 나는 꼴을 보고 싶지 않다면.
사리 협상이라니 어찌 그런 그것은 악인가의 타협 아닌가?
Is she gonna go beast mode? I didn't have the time to regenerate Dawn's severe injuries just yet, and the rest of the sinners were already unconscious. The only sinner who could still move and talk was Faust, whom I just rewound the clock for. Yeah, let's do that.
그럼 카세티, 장소를 이동하는 것은 어떻겠습니까?
He's not gonna listen, is he?
그곳에서는 당신을 공격하지 않겠다는 의사를 확실히 하죠.
Dawn awakened ego. There is no doubt in my mind that Cassetti must also be exhausted by the unending barrage of attacks from Dawn and the sinners. So Faust's suggestion that we move this conversation to a different place without the sinners must have sounded pretty sweet to him.
아무도 없는 것으로?
Yes.
네.
Please.
당신도 알다시피
Pretty please.
화물칸이 있습니다. 그곳에서 서로의 원하는 바를 이야기해보죠.
보아하니까 저 시계놈이
Sure.
왕인가 보군.
Sure, let's go with that.
그렇지. 네놈은 그 종이고.
그렇습니다.
A royal debate.
좋아. 왕은 왕끼리 대화해야지.
관리자
We'll be back in a minute, Dawn. Thus, we left the incapacitated sinners and Dawn, who watched on with hollow, despondent eyes as we walked away. We carefully made our way into the freight car. So, Faust, why are we doing this in the freight car again? If Emperor's mask and Empress know more about non-binary?
도박이란 것을
That's a really good
해보려고
question.
합니다.
What? With that, the door closed shut behind us. Wait, what happened? Oh! Oh. Yo, is Mephie gonna eat him? Rhodia influence! So this passageway leads straight into Mephistopheles.
그래, 처음부터 이게 문제였어. 이 망할 버스가.
I'm imagining Charon just going honk honk next to him, just playfully, just like honk 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 honk.
이렇게 일찍 퍼레이드를 열 계획도.
Parade?
관속을 만들 계획도 없었는데.
단테.
Hmm?
연결된 것 같습니다.
Connection? We're back in the Faust Chord! The suddenness of her statement briefly knocked me off my train of thought. I looked at her and cocked my head in confusion, and she replied with an even quieter whisper while looking away from the Bloodfiend.
메피스토펠레스에 탑승한 것으로 파우스트와의 연결이.
We're back on Discord, baby! Did you know that this would work?
아니요. 아까도 말했다시피 도박이었습니다.
Let's go, Faust Chord!
불확실한 저의 가정이었죠. 실제로 상봉해보니 로자 씨가 왜 도박을 좋아하는지 조금은 알 것
She
같네요.
pulled the triple O Faust chord. A faint smile momentarily appeared on Faust's lips as she jests, then fades away.
연결이 되었으니 워프 열차에 들어가면 파우스트와 단절된다는 중요한 정보를 누락한 것에 대해 게젤 샤프트 관리직 파우스트들에게 즉시 항의를 하고 싶습니다만.
And then all the Fausts are like, hey yo, Faust didn't know this shit.
우선이겠네요. 다분히 의도적인 누락이라고 저는 생각하지만 아니길 바랍니다.
Faust gently advanced toward the Bloodfiend.
협상에 대한 이야기를 하시죠.
Faust the stupid. There has to be at least one dumb Faust in that entire Discord.
원래 같았으면 니놈들이
And I kind of doubt it's our Faust.
남김없이 마시려고 했지만 보통의 인간들이랑 다르군. 나는 이 왕국이 들키지 않고 조용히 아주 오랫동안 유지되길 원한다. 그리고 너희들은 이곳을 나가는 것이 목표지. 안 그래?
She's the stupid Faust.
너희가 있던 이 1등석으로 돌아가면 우리는 이곳에서 아무 일 없던 것처럼 지낼 거야. 열차가 도착하면 너희는 내려 각자가 있을 곳으로 돌아가는 거야. 어때?
The gap motive.
아무 일 없었던 것처럼.
There's gotta be like a cringe brain rot Faust. What about the job we were contracted to do in the first place? Fuck that shit.
기억과 흔적까지 통째로 사라질 저희는 의뢰의 성패 여부를 넘길 방법조차 없습니다. 저 혈기를 해치울 수 있다면 적어도 사건이 해결되었다고 W사에게 통보받을 수 있겠지만 이렇게 되면 저희는 단순한 힌트도 제공하지 못할
The
것이고
skibbity Faust.
의뢰는 실패로 돌아가겠죠. 하지만 그보다 당신과 수감자들의 정신적 안정을 확보하는 것이 더 중요합니다.
Oh. Yay, thank you. It's not like we've always been successful, so that was something I could live with, but... What about the other passengers of this train? And its future passengers? The girl failure Faust? I remember the look on Dawn's face whenever we would come across these inevitable forms of justice. Or injustice. Faust does not reply. Yet the lack of reply was a reply on its own. Are we going to have to let them die? Innocent lives will be lost, but we cannot prioritize their lives over our safety. The N-Corp one? That must be Faust and the company's policy. Nah. That one is the Redditor Faust. And yet, what the fuck was that? Oh, no. Dawn? I thought her wounds were too severe for her to even crawl, let alone walk, but with sheer will, she pushed herself through the pain to reach the freight car. Dawn jump scare.
차를 아무 일도 없다는 듯이 보내줄 순 없네.
저놈이 또? 그럼 이 열차에 계속 갇혀 있겠다는 거야. 나는 알고 있어. 내가 이 열쇠를 부수기만 하면 너희는 억겁의 시간 동안 이곳에서
상관없다. 악인의 만행을 못 본 채하고 앞으로 향하는 이곳에서 놈을 계속해서 처단할 것이니.
Faust and I grabbed Dawn. She'd normally be strong enough to wriggle free of our grips, but she'd already pushed herself beyond her limits merely by walking here. And she's just smiling.
이건 놓으시게. 나리도 이러면 안 되는 것이오.
Dawn, letting him destroy that key means you'll be condemning the sinners to thousands of years of torment. Dawn trying to lock in. She's locking in for once.
잔뜩 해주겠다네. 다 같이 노력하면 아무리 긴 세월이어도 견딜 수 있지 않겠는가?
Dawn!
그것으로 해결되지
Please!
않는 돈키호테 씨도 알고 있다고 생각합니다.
그러면 다른 방법이 있지 않겠는가? 파우스트 군도 관리자 나리도 똑똑한 사람들이지 않을까?
She's about to enact justice.
수감자들도 괜찮을 수 있는 방법은 정녕 없는 겐가?
Her struggle begins to wane, but this was no acceptance. This was dejection. Wait, Dawn, no! In the commotion, we failed to notice that the Bloodfiend had been quietly advancing at us. We let Dawn go at the last second. A second too late. Oh, we're so cooked.
어버이시여, 허가 없이 한 번 더 만드는 것을 용서하소서. 지금부터 네가
Oh my god. Cassetti screams incoherently as he leaps onto Dawn, piercing her neck with his fangs before we even have the chance to do anything. Oh no!
설마 이런 식으로 해결이 될 거라고 생각하진 않았는데.
Faust, what do you mean, the solution?
이전에도 보았지만 다시 한번 열람한 정보에 의하면
Oh god, what the hell?
단테, 제 뒤에서 벗어나지 마세요. 그리고 지금부터 일어나는 일은 절대 다른
Oh, give me 1 second. I missed the cool part. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully the VOD didn't fuck up. Dawn levitates slightly into the air. The strings on her shoes are raveling as they slip off her feet out of their... Oh no! She looks on with bewilderment as her running shoes fall to the floor. And... I've always had this question swirling at the unfocused backstage of my mind. Why are you always so protective of those running shoes, Dawn?
어? 운동화? 아,
Yeah, the stream tried to censor it. They wanted to censor the feet.
말하는 것인가?
Yeah. Those.
본인은 수많은 모험을 이 로신한테와 함께 해왔네. 슬플 때나 기쁠 때는 물론이고 어떤 고난이 닥쳐와도 언제부터인가 내 곁을 떠나지 않고 지켜주었던 벗이지.
She doesn't know when she got them?
자, 관리자 나리도 로신한테에게 인사하시게.
Ah, yes. Good morning, little running shoes. Trust me, dear player, these close-ups of the listener's feet are very important to the plot.
꼬질꼬질 냄새가 날 것 같아. 꼬맹이가 째깍이 냄새 고문시키고 있어.
Karen does not like feet confirmed.
냄새나지 않네. 로신한테는 보기에는 이래도 엄청나게 깨끗한. 그리고 본인도 꼬맹이 아니.
Wait, is Karen taller than her?
대피, 대피.
Dawn, don't tell me you go to sleep wearing those running Roshinante.
관리자 나리. 로신한테 안부까지 신경 써서.
Why did I pronounce it like that?
참 친절하군.
Karen is also in her early 20s? I thought she was a kid! Huh, okay.
잘 때는 물론이고 본인은 어느 상황이든 간에 로신한테와 떨어질 수 없는 사이일세. 단지 필요할 때만 찾는 사이가 아닌 모든 순간에도 함께라는 뜻이지.
Now that I think about it, every single identity of Dawn also wears that pair of running shoes, Rosinante. Have you heard of the April Fool's event? Yes, I know the one where where everyone switches bodies. I don't know the one before that. I just know that there's like references to other gacha games in that one. Have you ever taken them off?
벗는다니 그게 무슨 소리요? 로신한테를 떼어낸다는 것인가? 관리자 나리도 엉뚱한
Bergen Caroline body switch? Oh yeah, true. She looks at me with puzzled eyes, as though taking those pair of running shoes off was somehow an inconceivable idea. They were something much more than just her favorite pair of running shoes. Her attitude about it was totally detached from common sense too, but she didn't notice anything strange about herself. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's detached from common sense. What does Rocinante mean to Don Quixote? What even is that thing? An overwhelming, powerful pressure suddenly explodes, radiating in all directions. As the metallic stench of blood suffocates the bus, filling every corner of it with its sickening horror. Then, darkness. Hello? In all-absorbing darkness, voices are only light. Who the fuck is that? Insane aura generation? No, that's not Dawn. I do think I saw a faint shimmering. It was red, and she wore a long fur adornment of sorts. And through the shimmering, I think I saw red eyes. What happened? I know that voice, but I also don't. I've never heard it in such a low, imposing tone before. It speaks toward the lesser being. The blood fiend, shriveled and kneeling, trembling, pathetic. I really hope she had against the Marichi. Oh, you're still awake, Kagane. Crimson droplets of blood slowly rise around the blood fiend's mouth, before congealing and sealing his mouth shut. Oh my god. What the fuck is this? Fucking ads. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, Cassetti. I think you're fucked. Cassetti's body begins liquefying into a slick stream of blood, his form curling and crumbling, then dripping to the ground. He melts rapidly, yet ponderously, like that ice cream Dawn loved so much, huddling on the floor heated under the searing sun. Hi. Dawn turned to look at me, who was still on the ground after being thrown by the shockwave. And with a cryptic look of pity, she uttered something. The what? Something I couldn't quite understand. Rocinante. Did she go back to normal? I carefully reached out, grabbed her shoes, and slipped them onto her bare feet, one by one. She doesn't wear socks! She gasped, stumbled, and slumped to the ground. Cover those grippers, Oomphy. Oh god, that's an image. Her feet are all sweaty then. Ew. Sometime later. What are those? I knew that the sinners would all be shocked and confused. How did you all get here? After all, when they, including Faust and Dawn, all came back to life after I rewound the clock. All that remained was the destroyed door to the freight car, and the disgusting obliterated remains of what was once Cassetti.
혈기와의 반복된 전투로 대부분 정신을 잃은 상태였다.
I mean, honestly, I would have too.
적절하다.
How'd you like your first fight against a proper blood fiend? Holy shit! Well, good work, everyone.
하지만 여기서 대부분이
A toast to that.
셋을 제외한 인원으로 설명을 요구한다면 그 인원에게 물어보는 것이 정확할 것이다.
Wait.
뭐라? 그 셋이 누군데?
파우스트,
I mean, yeah, that's a given. Is one of them Dante or no?
관리자님,
Yeah, okay, it is. Hold on, there's like a big wall of text.
그리고 아직 의식을 되찾지 못한 돈키호테다.
뭐야, 그런 거예요?
Wow, you were spot on. When did you even have the time to notice that? Oh boy, just the worst time
의식이 꺼지기
ever.
바로 직전 발걸음과 목소리를 통해 파악하였습니다.
Huh?
어떻게 된 거냐 그래서? 쟤는 또 왜 안 깨어나는 건데?
깊은 잠에 빠진 듯하군요. 생명에는 지장이 없으니
something could
곧
spoil
정신을
rich
차리실
boy.
겁니다.
Probably. I remember everything, of course. Dawn's sudden transformation. How she practically erased the Bloodfiend and his kindred from the world without even moving a finger. But I also remember Faust's last words.
그리고 지금부터 일어나는 일은 절대 다른 수가
The visceral rage within her reverse beat. Oh. Dawn was unconscious, and Faust was answering every question with silence. It was only natural that everyone would turn to me for some answers. That's, you know...
그러고 보니 제일 중요한 카드키는 어디 있는 건가요?
Last I remember, it was in Cassetti's hands.
지금은 녹아내려버린 그럴듯한 꼴이 되었지.
그러면 그자가 들고 있었다던 카드 키는
Huh.
반액체 상태가 되었다. 이자의 손가락 뼈와 같이 섞여 있군.
We're fucked.
가운데 손가락인 듯하다.
Oh god, it became one with his middle finger.
다들 침착하세요. 침착해.
Is this really the right music?
담배를
Everyone is having a panic attack.
챙겨왔어 했는데.
그 힘으로 열어봐도 되지 않냐?
마스터 카드키가 없어도 상황을 해결할 수 있습니다.
어떻게?
여러분에게 해결 방법을
Fuck you, wait in
완전히
the torture
이해시키기 위해
vortex.
약 5시간 정도가 소요될
To
것으로
acquire
예상됩니다.
approximately
그러니
5.
요약해서 말씀드리죠.
Hello? Ma'am?
이거 다시 재수 없어졌네.
메피스토 팰리스의 뒷문을 이용하면 됩니다.
Oh. The steely confidence in our declaration was more than enough to win us all over. So we headed to the corridor past the back door, Don Quixote slung over one of our shoulders, probably Merceau, and arrived at our destination. Huh. Hi.
무슨 일을 겪어온 것이냐고 물어볼 수밖에
You need her
없는
disconnected.
몰골이군.
후두둑, 후두둑.
Grains of sand and seashell-like things fell with every step the sinners took. Were we at the fucking beach?
설명은 뒷사람 해줄 거야.
Where were we?
그게 어떻게 된 것이냐 하면 입안이 꺼끌거리는구려.
Some time ago. Faust explained the gist of this plan as we made our way to the back door.
간단히 말하면 열차가 아닌 공간에서 시간을 보내는 것입니다. A사 표준 시간으로
Beach episode,
단
beach episode,
15초.
beach episode.
그 정도의 시간만 기존 차원에서 보낸다면 자연히 이 열차는 도착해 있을 테니까요.
And with that, Faust came to a sudden stop in the middle of one of the corridors.
잠깐. 문이 이렇게나 많고 많은데 망설이지도 않고 그렇게 덥석 열어도 되는 거야?
I mean, it's
네.
Faust.
이 문이 맞습니다. 안전은 보장하죠.
아니 이 문을 열면 뭐가 있는지 정도라도 알려줘야지.
굿해요. 그 이상의 정보까진 확인하지 않았습니다. 예상치 못한 걸 마주하게 되는 경험도 훗날을 위해 필요할 테니까요.
뭐? 야, 그럼
Faust did not wait for Heathcliff to finish his sentence before jerking the door wide open.
지금입니다. 모두 이 안으로.
Why did we end up in a sandy world? With Faust's stern command, we quickly walked into a building that looked like a derelict, abandoned hospital of sorts.
모래폭풍 수준이네요.
Oh no! But where did we get the seashells?
그런데 대체 왜?
눈이 안 떠져요.
God dang it.
이게 모래가... 이게 설마 모래바람이야? 천장도 멀쩡히 달려있는데...
5, 4, 3,
It's the roots. God damn it. The sinners blurted out a series of colorful complaints, trying to cover themselves in the blasting sandstorm. But Faust continued to count in that same, indifferent rhythm before dragging us out of there just as urgently as she had ushered us in. So... we managed to return safe and sound to the interiors of the warp train as it arrived at the P-Corp platforms. Yay, we're alive. Never mind, as this train was still getting cleaned up, that is. And with our bodies completely covered in sand. Really? Why?
이대로 도착 못하는 줄 알았어요.
멀쩡한 승객이잖아. 어떻게?
Where did all the sand come from? We were so happy to be done with this whole ordeal that even the W-Corp cleanup agents in the middle of a cleanup mission looked downright hospitable.
저희는 귀사의 의뢰를 받고 워프 열차에 탑승한 림버스 컴퍼니 소속 직원입니다.
아, 팀장님이 사전에 고지했던 그분들이시군요. 정말로 기억을 갖고 있네요. 그러고 보니 저기 있는 수면용 포드에 직원분이 자고 계세요.
Oh yeah.
아, 그거 듣기만 해봤는데 한번 확인해 보죠.
We walked over to the hidden compartment behind the chair that the cleanup agent crawled into. Inside it was...
아무도 없는데요.
응? 여기가 아니었나?
이곳이 맞다. 그럼에도 여기에
They're
들어갔던
gone.
사람이 없다는
Oh
것은
no.
역시 멀쩡할 리가 없나?
Oh my fucking god, they fucking dead. I doubt that.
피곤해서 잘못 본 모양이네요. 그럼 저희는 이만 나가보겠습니다.
Bro, Bella. Faust cut the conversation short before the other sinners began asking too many questions. Now that I became intimately familiar with the meaning of that gesture, I followed her outside without another word.
도착한 곳이요?
오늘따라 올해도 파자더만 이제 왔겠냐?
알겠다. 자세한
One of the running
상황은
theories of the
버스로
guide is
이동 중에
the wayward
듣도록
passenger.
하지.
Okay, I can see that, yeah.
W사의 관련 보고를 송부하는 것은 ACCA를 통해
Virgilius was already there when we arrived, discussing the events aboard the train with Faust. He looked oddly apprehensive.
나는 카론을 데리고 메피스토 팰레스의 결속 해제를 지켜보도록 하지. 아무래도 관리자가 당신한테 할 말이 많아 보이는 분침을 하고 있는 것 같거든. 자리를 비켜주겠다.
I was finally able to ask Faust once Virgilius left. Why did you do that? Faust's body was quite literally blasted to pieces from the sheer explosive pressure that filled the room the moment Dawn's shoes came off. It was as though she knew it was going to happen.
당신의 몸이 터져버리는 것보다 당연히 나은 선택이었으니까요.
하.
죽는다는 것을 거의 알고 있었음에도 시계를 돌리게 만든 것은 죄송하게 생각하고 있습니다.
No, I'm not blaming you for that. Yes, we are. The explosive shoes. I mean, they're absolute fire. Don Quixote is... You're telling me that the person that knows everything
LCB가 결성될 때부터
knew what was going to happen?
있었습니다.
I know, right?
베르길리우스도 봤습니다.
Of course.
단지 관리자에게 적절한 때에 정보를 개방하라는 LCA 상부의 지침이 있었을 뿐입니다.
And that appropriate moment was back there.
제 개인의 판단으론 그렇습니다. 파우스트를 포함한 모든 연락이 두절된 상태이니 본사의 허락을 받을 수도 없는 노릇이었죠.
Right. Hi, 이상.
자세한 연유는 알 수 없겠으나 돌아왔구려.
Returned. That was a layered word. We've returned to one of the warp platforms in our own dimension. We've returned to our daily lives of speculating about what's next in our path, and the usual Faust, reconnected to Faust, has returned.
그렇습니다.
Faust quietly affirms Yisong's rather nebulous question.
비록 농으로 물어보는 것이지만 언젠가 다시 만날 수도 있겠소?
Aww. She shot a puzzled look at Yisong. He's shooting his shot.
나름대로 꽤
He's gonna shoot his shot. Yisong mused ambiguously before leaving us. Aww. The incident at the warp train was such a chaotic mess that it felt shorter than it really was, but it was also an opportunity to learn so much. But it was too soon to start racking our brains about what kind of nonsense trial we were about to face in P Corp. So I decided to enjoy this momentary peace.
그래서 대체 P사인 어떻게 도착했단 말인가? 아이, 목구멍은 왜 이리 답답한 것이야?
I wonder if Dawn remembered any of what happened.
설명하기엔 너무
Like she remembered her changing into that other form.
꼬맹이 진짜 엄청난 모험 하나 놓쳤어.
Aww.
덕분에 방금 귀에 마지막 남은 모래알갱이가 떨어져 나갔네요.
The sinners looked at Dawn's bewildered awakening, grinning. There's no way to know what we'll be facing here at District 16, where P Corp was located, but she was too locked in the gamer zone. We got this, right? The same faith I saw in the Faust who believes in uncertainty rises within me too. I looked up to Faust, only to see that Faust was looking at me as well. She nodded at me with her usual, barely noticeable smile, and I gave her a light nod back in return. Time to go find ourselves another golden bough. Yeah, that's not gonna happen for a while.